Oh, fuck, man. Welcome, guys, to tonight's episode of the Woodness Guild. That's about how the night's been going so far. It's, making adjustments one at a time. I'm really anxious, so I'm going to stand right now. Welcome, 7 o'clock. It's a new start.
Were you about to say, how are you?
How are you? How's everybody at the table? I'm Mike Steiger. I'm really stressed out, but that's okay. Goose Strava.
We're here now.
We're here now. We have some things that we do need to talk about. One, we're making stickers for the Woodness Guild itself, and I believe the wonderful Carlsons, aside from Chris's mad grab at whatever that is, the Carlsons, you guys have some pretty interesting news to put out, right?
Yes, we're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the month. So I think on the final week we stream.
No, it's going to be the 27th. Yes, final week.
Yeah,
we're doing a Halloween themed stream.
Halloween. It's a one-shot.
We're going to do a giveaway with the one-shot.
You're DMing the one-shot.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a surprise. I'm excited to share the characters with you all at the halftime.
I thought he was having a seizure.
Yeah, no, I'm really pumped about it. Put a lot of work into it, so
yeah,
I'm about to put a lot more work into it. Yeah,
that's
giveaway,
awesome.
Dice giveaway.
Are we revealing what we're giving away? Or?
We can, but it was kind of like a choice. There was 2 sets that we made, and one was a little more like dark and Halloweeny, one's a little more fall themed.
We could just do like a vote on Instagram if we wanted.
Yeah, we'll do a vote. Yes. We'll do a vote the week prior for what the giveaway should be.
Perfect.
And then leading up to that, so make sure you guys are getting on Instagram. Follow False Life Dice on Instagram. We'll have a little vote tally thing. See which ones you guys like more, which ones you want to put out, and we'll go from there. Stay tuned for our stickers for the group. I think Topher's making a set. I'm making a set. If you guys have anything that you want to make specifically for the guild,
we have stickers that we have made.
Yeah.
Well,
for the guild. For the guild?
No, for False Life Dice.
Yeah. See, you need some guild stickers. He's got one. His design I really like. My design not nearly as cool.
What? You didn't even show me yours yet.
Yeah, no. That's because it's
how cool it is.
He probably does and then tucked his away in his back.
That's exactly what it was. It was like, oh, just gonna go over here. Huge thanks to the creative director of photography, who's dropped in on the what do we call this again?
Stream?
No, it's not the stream. This is our studio. Who dropped into the studio today? Brennan, he's here helping us out. So shout out to him. Liana for always sticking it out. Because man, it takes a village. Unless anybody has anything else.
Sweat is the cologne of success.
That is gross.
Ew. That's a good.
That was on the back of this beer.
Is that what that smell is?
That sounds like a Vince Lombardi quote.
Hey, sweat gives a natural musk, so I'm down for it.
A hard day's work deserves a beer. I'm okay with that.
Are we rolling for shots still?
Dude, I didn't get them out because I was busy playing with that. But I
were
will
busier than a cat covering crap on a marble floor.
Yes.
That's
that is actually a very famous saying.
Down that quote.
Yep. I think it's actually stone floor was originally what it was, but yeah, watch a cat take a shit on a stone floor and try to bury it later. Anyways, unless we have anything else to discuss, which I don't think we do, let's go ahead and dive right into the deeps on tonight's episode of the Woodness Guild. Go. Welcome on back. Let's do a quick recap. Last time we all sat down together, you had run away from the burning remains of the city of Hagen, gone into the forest, experienced a couple out-of-body experiences for some of you guys. You had traversed the forest, making your way back, split into 2 groups. One group made it back to Quindeth pretty easily. The other group struggled a bit. Just a skosh. After kind of navigating the trepid waters or forestry of the Nightmare Forest, you made it back, sweaty, dirty. You revealed what you had learned to Lucas, who thanked you. Yeah, he thanked you. You
Awkward
guys
pause.
left. Yeah, no, it's a lot right now. He decided to guide you guys out. That afternoon, he went into one of the pitfalls, one of the traps, one of the soul-teasing focal points of the forest. Had dove underneath a cave-like structure in the center of this gilded lake, and returned with a package. And then he ran from what he said was a dragon. He guys made camp. Got to talk to a sword, which was pretty fucking cool. The sword had interesting things to tell you two upon the first watch of the night. You met also with a lost tradesman, a lost caravaner, who nobody seemed to trust, even though he was just the nicest of guys. But that's fine. You woke up in the morning to the revelation that there was some very familiar blue moss that you had seen once before in the forests outside of Goodfellow. And that is where we left off. So, Maze Mercs, Banshee Forest Delvers.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
That's what I've been saying, though.
That's what he's
Purveyors. I've always said
Calling us that?
the Banshee Forest Purveyors. That's what I've been saying.
I like
Delvers.
that one.
Yeah, the Delvers is more fun.
I like that.
What do you guys want to do? Yeah, spelunkers. Banshee spelunkers. Spelunking banshees.
Spelunking Banshee.
What do you guys want to do?
We just heard the call of the Agigama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Gus is still with us, and Lucas is still with us, right?
Yes, ma'am. Or sir. How do you want to be addressed? What pronoun do you want me to use when we're playing?
He.
If it's just Devin talking, I'm a
That's
she,
fair.
so.
That's fair.
Debatable.
It's just like, I don't know, like, how much,
He is married.
is this an internal
Thought
thought?
knowledge.
Huge. Anyways, what are we doing?
I think we're gonna.
Are we all awake?
moving?
Assumably at this point the sun has
I'm
come
fine.
up. If you haven't
Yeah.
put in your long
Yeah,
rest,
yeah,
go ahead and
yeah.
put in your long rest.
Would we know from traveling through any part of the forest that there would be
A mimic, right?
like something like it can bring up a bad memory, like the forest can present memories or things that we know.
You weren't here for that one. But yes, there is something in the forest that can basically tap in your memories and cause hallucinations.
But it was like-
Your friends went through it.
In a rock.
It was in a rock. It was a fixed location.
So I wasn't there, so I'm gonna let you guys use my knowledge.
Wait, he's talking about us literally inside a rock. Like, you have to go into it.
Didn't he just go into a rock?
Are we? So where's the location?
No,
Are we away from
The rock that they're talking about, that's probably about 10 miles that way.
Cool. Let's run.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's,
Yeah.
Get
Can
all
we
the
move?
fuck
Should
out
we
of
run
here.
or just walk quickly?
I think we
I
should
think we
run.
should.
Can we
I
run?
think we should.
I think actually you guys have already been on the move at this point. If I remember correctly, you said you didn't trust Gus and wanted to follow up at the ass end. You wanted Gus to be in front of you.
He did say that.
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
be those healthy older person.
Speedwalkers.
Speedwalking.
Yeah, power walkers where they dip the hips.
Dip the hips.
Dip the
I'm
hips.
gonna be moving.
Dip the hips.
Constantly 1 foot on the
Like
ground.
how?
Yes.
That's the difference.
That is the difference. They're not running. There's always contact with the ground,
Yes.
which is not always true.
We're all gonna get in a line so we can streamline through
Uh-huh.
the air.
Yeah.
I'll get in the front.
Can we get creative director of photography? Can you grab us the maps, por favor? Either
drafting,
I mean, yeah,
Drafting.
Drafting.
Yeah,
We're
drafting.
drafting.
Who's the most aerodynamic?
Not me.
Not him.
Well, I would be able to push away the most
Probably
air.
you.
Aerodynamic?
Aerodynamic is probably you or you, I
Are we
would
talking
say.
about characters?
Me?
Yeah, aerodynamic.
Well, you have a close
What
set,
pierces
that's
through the
wind.
air the
Chris literally
easiest?
could turn
What
sideways
creates
and
the
catch
most
the
flow? What creates the most flow is easily fan.
Yeah. So fan up front, and
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah.
we're going.
And then fan and then
Who made
me.
these, by the way? Where did you get these?
Matthew.
It's
Amazon,
called
right?
online.
It's called the online.
I need to
Try it
go on
out.
Amazon.
It's called the internet. Hey, will you go into
So
the backpack that's in there?
we
There's
left
gonna be
the
a
hardest
D&D
thing to do.
handbook. Will you just hand that to me?
For
Black one
stream.
or the colored one?
And
which
believe
was the map.
last
Yeah.
one,
It's
but
not
I'm not sure.
Matthew got it during
You know what the second
during
hardest thing is?
dot-com
Trying to
bubble.
get the left cam to work.
Exactly.
That's the second hardest. I'll
Yeah,
tell you that.
we don't have left cam right now.
We don't have a map cam right now because map cam is currently on left cam.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
then why not just use something
Smaller?
bop bop?
Bop, bop.
Bop, bop, bop. Hey, creative director of photography, there's another map by your ankle. Can I get that one? Thanks. You guys are walking. It's a fast-paced walk. Everybody
Yes.
go ahead and, well, who's leading?
Fan.
Pafan.
I'm on my way.
I'm
Fan's
really
leading.
glad. I'm really glad that you're kind of taking charge of this moment because whatever's back there's kind of got me a little shook. But,
Wait, Lucas is shook?
Do you know what that is?
things happen around here, but usually they're pretty predictable. And that's.
Do you know what that noise was? Have you ever heard of the Agagama?
Oh, we had a long rest up.
Well, you don't want to fucking hear about it, so let's go.
Yeah, I am going. Just give me one
Where's the
second,
stick?
and I'm gonna bend down and I'm gonna grab some dirt and I'm gonna just rub it in my hands, start rubbing on my face, my trunk.
Should you flip
Real
it
nice.
up? Silver?
No,
So visual.
all for
Yeah,
Taurus,
yeah.
you
And
have
I'm
to
giving
have
myself a good tap
Oh,
on
fuck
the
it.
shoulders and a snap, and you're gonna watch me just transform into a black bear.
So we're following a black bear now.
If one of you wants to hop on me, I can't say that now because I'm a bear, but
You know what would be great is if she chose to get on you.
I'm gonna jump on Odette's back
Great.
because I'm right behind her.
Gonko's gonna assume that Fan is saying what he's
Yeah.
saying just because he's heard it a million times. He's gonna jump on this bear's back.
oh yeah, we are gonna get to
Start hauling. Lucas, kind of treading next to you, keeping a hand on your shoulder, gives you guys pointers and is picking his way through. And you see, even as he's kind of picking his way through different types of different trees. You were. You start taking note of the different markings on the
Yes.
ground, and you can see even where there are some that look like they're the same, they are different. But these ones are, as you're studying them more, as you're getting more exposure to them, you can see that there are some really fine differences, even between the ones that look the same. And it seems like no matter where you're going through here, you guys aren't having the same problems of psychosis. There's not any difficulties mentally proceeding through here, and you're able to kind of pick out which ones. Maybe there's like a small gate that's safer to pass through than the rest of the perimeter, and if you go through that section, maybe something worse happens. There's a distinction.
Cool.
Is what I'm saying.
Ha ha. Da, da, da.
So you're a bear.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Oh yeah. I gotta look up the bear
Are
survival.
we missing you, Blanca?
Look, one close right
I
there.
can tell if it was a 17 or
Oh,
Blanco,
who's the?
Odette. The die?
Yeah.
That is
I think
Gus
that's
because he's
Gus.
in orange. Where's
Yeah.
Lucas? Where do you want
Those
Lucas?
dice aren't under me.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
That depends very seriously on how Chris rolls right now.
Yeah. What did you ask
Survival.
for?
Survival.
How does he not have a?
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the internet enjoyed it. That can never come down.
What'd you say?
Hmm?
What?
I was bouncing that ass, dude, to the beat of the sick beat.
You didn't quite
What
make it
did I
on
listen
camera.
to?
6.
You didn't quite make it on
Oh.
You added anything onto that?
Well, then
Do
it's
it again.
6.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna need, that can be Lucas. He's
Where's
kind
he
of
at?
elf-like.
He's with
He's
Fan.
lying. There we
He's
go.
falling down.
Assumably he's with Fan, because Fan's leading.
Yep.
There we go. what really was I saying?
I get nervous. I
Marching
can't
music.
type.
There's something following us.
Oh,
I love how that's always the next song. Always. We could be in a deep
I don't know
battle.
why it does that.
Next song.
It's
We get in the fucking. We get in the
Yeah.
thick of like a town. Pan flute.
Fan is balls deep in Joanne.
Pan flute.
I freak out,
It was
man.
sensual.
When I freak out, I pan flute.
I just can't help it.
Whenever I freak out, I
P.S.
P.S. man.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. So you guys
Fan flute.
trudge on. Lucas seems more interested in what's behind him at this
Yeah.
point. Seeing your guys' reactions, he's very inquisitive, asking lots of stuff.
Yep.
He's trying to do his research. He's very frustrating. You see he's clearing his throat a lot, and just like it seems like he's starting to breathe heavily, and maybe there's more mucus building up as a result.
Is he gonna throw up?
I need everybody to make Constitution saves for me for the energized
We're really
walk
getting
you've
into
been.
the heat of just
Yeah.
rolling tonight.
Isn't this favored terrain?
Be careful,
for me?
because you'll fucking.
Yeah. Forest?
Yeah, it's a forest.
Is that favored terrain?
Yeah,
Mhm.
docks here
Oh,
are.
I got it,
Should I do it at advantage?
You have advantage on nature and survival, but not Constitution.
What
was
are
the
we
saving
rolling?
throw? What was the
Huh?
saving throw?
Constitution save throw.
Okay, got it. Okay, we're good.
God, we are just a
Thank you.
show tonight.
I
Hey,
appreciate you,
Jack,
Director.
if you're watching, this is like every night, buddy. Also, if we start putting things up here, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because
Yeah.
like this is waving space for
We'll
me.
figure it out. No, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
20.
Oh, you know what we should
Nice.
do? We should put like a piece of like ribbon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
just fucking.
You
I
can
can start
wave it
dancing.
around,
Toy.
yes.
Yeah.
We'll
It'd
have
really
to get
give
a
us a good
leotard.
picture.
The waves were really wavy.
Like a leotard would be terrifying.
Oh,
Mommy? Dress
wow,
up for
that's
Halloween.
That was
crazy.
rude.
That's
For Halloween, you gotta wear a.
I have
body
lost-
costume.
terrifying.
I have
is
lost 10
Carly's
pounds in
dream.
the
He
last
was touching
month.
me.
Thank
I'll
you.
see what it is.
Jeez.
She's raping me.
It's my girl.
She's leg raping
Do you
me.
ever wear a leotard for Carly?
What? That's Willow.
No,
That was
but I
definitely
did do it
your
for
hand. Willow does not
wrestling
have
back in the
human
day.
appendages
Dude,
on the back of her
back
hand.
to the
Not
fact.
my-
Save.
I
Seven.
think you thought you were
7.
playing, Willow. That
Odette?
was my-
Save.
That was my hairy
God damn
leg.
it.
Constitution save.
No.
15, 20,
I was like, how many?
1, 2, 3. Eyes on Mike.
15,
Sorry, I was just
15.
patting his leg on accident, thinking it was Willow.
Is it
Freaking
llama?
out.
15,
Yeah.
What?
Isn't it llama?
That's
Is that what
awkward.
Teachers used to
Yeah.
do?
Low. 13.
13.
Sorry, Christy.
7. She's all
Dope.
filled up like a man.
So, fortunately,
You share
it's
the
more of
family.
like the bruising and the soreness that gets to you as you ride on Fan's back. It's a very lumpy experience, and he's for being a black bear, maybe a little on the thin side. This is like a, not one that's prepped for winter, and you're taking a lot of ribs and a lot of shoulders, and it starts to wear on you after a while.
On
I
the
won't give you a
undercarriage.
point yet. You, riding on Odette, have a lot of the same experience, where Odette's being a lot less careful and a lot more bumpy. There's a lot more jostling upward, and between thighs starting to get a little tender.
Like Brendan's size right now.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh my
to
God,
We
Brendan's
what
thighs?
went,
was that?
we went to a bachelor party, and it was
She said
Had a
she's
good
pretty
time.
good.
bruised.
Pretty
He's
good.
bruised between his thighs.
He is. I put it
I
there.
don't know what I thought I heard. I was like, oh my God, how rude. Like, for God's sake, let's be nice to each other. I didn't think it was about.
You didn't think it was a bruise?
No, I didn't think it was about his
I-
weakness. I thought they
no.
were saying like mean
Right,
comments
no.
about him, and then they're like,
I'll
you
go
know,
ahead and say
Brandon.
it.
Oh my
I'll go ahead and say it. She's a lucky woman. She's, somebody in this group's well
Yeah,
equipped, and it's not
no.
necessarily
Smacking and
any
packing.
of us 4 dudes.
Smacking and packing.
Pretty impressive.
I'm assuming then that he's not a grower, or possibly both, but definitely a shower. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely. You're picking up what I'm putting down there.
What a good bachelor
Um,
party.
Yeah. Anyways, dude, we are
Yeah,
just
I'm sure
all
the
about
guys- I'm
sidetracking.
sure the guys really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So
It was from a distance, man. We were fine.
Still see
even,
it.
even more impressive.
That's what I'm saying. From a
You
distance,
brought the stripper's shoes home. What?
they left them.
Alright, let's get back to the fucking
And
game
I was
now.
supposed to-
I don't need anybody
What
knowing my
size?
life more than what you just all spilled.
Anyways, you guys travel. After probably about 2 hours, Lucas kind of like comes back to the moment of like he feels like he's gotten every bit of information he needs. Takes a look around and is like, oh fuck. Yeah, we shouldn't be going this way. This way. And you see he kind of turns and starts picking his way back through. Go ahead and make another what did I say, survival?
You had constant
Survival?
You made it survival.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and make another survival check. Go ahead and do it with advantage because he's leading
Can we
and
put
helping
Lucas
you.
in the front?
Lucas is in the front.
Lucas
Lucas is kind of guiding from his haunches.
Does he seem to be a little bit off path based off of what I've been,
It's a,
studying?
You're seeing more new signs that you're
you
not
said with
used to.
advantage?
Yes.
Oh.
With
Because
advantage.
I rolled a 1 and a 19, and the 19 is
Very
going to give me
different.
a 21.
You guys start
Hell
picking
yeah.
your way through very carefully.
Okay.
Lucas starts pointing out the different sigils that are on the different root systems of the trees. He starts telling you about, there's the 7 common, like known sins, and then there's like basic primal fears that are also kind of wrapped into this forest from what he's seen. And there's only, there's pockets of nice, pockets of calm. Quindeth is built upon one of those pockets. There are others that he doesn't really give you directions to, but says that they exist. I would say Guanapo, Odette, and Luca, go ahead and make perception checks for me. Not because they're women specifically. Yeah, also,
Guanapo's
yeah.
a
Go ahead and make
dude.
go ahead and make one too. Yeah, because you can hear things.
14.
18.
If it's hearing, I get advantage.
18,
14.
14,
I got better. 23.
23.
Woo! Rolling the big dice.
21.
It's really you two that hear it the most.
Fuck my
You're
18.
Yeah, we
Lucas
did
is
that.
kind of like hanging back between. God, this is how stressed I am right now. I can't think of anyone's name. Between Fan and Odette, he's kind of lingering
still
back and
stressed?
turning. Dude, my heart's still beating like 1,000 miles an hour.
Do you need a shot?
From the
Maybe. I could definitely use a,
yeah, we
a
didn't do our
reload.
shots.
We can do. We'll do it after. We'll do it after break. Maybe that's a little too close to the end.
His magazine is empty.
We're also sure. Yeah, maybe we should. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Lingering back, talking to you, Odette. You're very involved in the conversation. Luca, you're just kind of prying for more and trying to learn out as much as you can. You're not quite to the point that I would call you proficient with this woods. Being a, you've really only spent maybe 3 days at most in here, but you're getting to know it better and kind of taking on the responsibility of the lore. And it's as you're, Guanapo, it's as you're kind of passively listening to this conversation behind you and thinking like, God, at least there are none of those fucking gorillas around here. That you look up and you see this like
Fuck you.
dark purpley mist kind of just trail off quickly behind one of the trees. And Fan, do you get advantage on your hearing checks
Yes. It's
as a
only-
bear?
Well, how long have we been walking?
Several hours at this point, probably in the neighborhood of 4.
3 is when my bear would have ended. So
Would you have restarted? Okay.
Probably
Sitting with Guanapo
No,
on your shoulder.
This is my last one. I only get 2 a day, so I'm
You
not
hear
gonna burn it.
the sound of a branch snapping, but it doesn't sound like, a nice little twig snapping. It sounds like a heavy, like, snap. And you kind of stop for a second and look around, and that's when you notice, the two of you together kind of, there are several of the trees that seem to have some sort of darkish, purpley mist that every now and then just kind of moves out of, or billows out from behind your visual line of sight.
Guanapo's gonna.
And I'm gonna need everybody to roll.
And that was 5 seconds. Nothing happened.
Yep.
I'm rolling left-handed tonight. I just want everyone to know.
Just for fun.
Interesting.
Just to see if it changes anything.
Oh, that's a good idea. How fun.
Maybe
I like
the
that.
angle at which you. It's perfect.
Just so I'm aware too, because I've been doing this,
Mhm.
I have an A on my initiative, which
Means
means
you have advantage.
So that means I get to roll twice
Yes.
higher, right? Okay.
Oh, I have that too.
You
Okay.
also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but
should.
that's because you guys'
I don't-
bows, right?
Yeah.
Or your weapons.
I don't really want to roll again. Yeah, I'm like, I
Oh,
don't
I'm
know first.
I don't want to be high.
Well,
Can
I'm
you
already
choose to-
high. No one's gonna beat me.
Can you choose to forego an advantage
An
roll?
advantage roll? If okay. Anybody that's a fan of a particular show that you've watched, you've seen a character, the
What do we
CR
got?
show.
What was it?
There's a person
What was our
who
name
is a
for it?
player. Unimportant Toss.
Unimportant
If
Toss.
you've ever watched Unimportant Toss, there is a character called Bottle that had imposed disadvantage on herself, and one of the characters, one of the main, she was a guest, and one of the characters died as a result. One of the main people at the table died as a result.
Wow.
And Unimportant Toss is very adamant about saying it's not her fault, it was a lot of decisions. And to be fair, the character who did die made some really risky decisions, but ultimately, if you watch the whole thing, everything starts to devolve really bad at that one point. So you can, and you are more than welcome to, if you think that you don't deserve advantage or you deserve disadvantage, I will always allow that.
What does it mean?
But if you think you have advantage, that's something I get to bet.
Right.
This can be a learning thing, I guess, for even
Sure.
viewers, even though they might know. So for me, right, it gives me the ability, if I wanted to use Martial Adept as a trip attack. When you hit the creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die. Do I have superiority die?
No, you're not a fighter.
It says I can do that though. I can
Exactly
add
what
it.
I said.
That's what I'm asking.
If you have superiority dice, it'll be on your
Bring it up at halftime
List.
and we'll pull it out.
Yeah.
It'll show you a list and it'll show you having superiority dice.
Some check marks like
You
that.
haven't
Yeah.
taken a multi-class from what I know.
You
So I don't think that should be something that's in your repertoire.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just going, I'm in my classes, that's why, because I was looking through my different feats. I know I picked sharpshooter, but I was just looking at what else is there.
Yeah, in the, well, I don't know.
So when you go
There may be a prerequisite for that feat, which would be fighter.
when you go into your actions, Hunter, see like right there, this is Roaring that I pulled up. It has right there little boxes of superiority dice. And so you can click them and then it goes away and that's a superiority dice.
15.
15.
Do you have that?
I'll go look.
Let's say if you
16.
have
16.
that, then you do.
Initiative?
21.
21.
25.
Jesus.
Told you no one was gonna beat me.
11.
11. Konak?
I'm looking, I got a 9, I think my thing is 4. Initiative, 13.
13. Okay. Great. So you guys standing in your beautiful little line, I'll start to hear this rustling and this grunting, and it's very deep and very guttural. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
There are things I'm not good at yet, and using this is one of them.
You're not a person or a professional crafts sticker.
No.
Crap
Got it.
sticker.
Sorry to everybody back
Very
home.
dirty.
We're having some serious technical problems with one of our cameras, and so we kind of swapped it out. So you guys aren't going to get to see the actual play, but I will do my best to narrate beautifully.
You could lower our camera a tad if you wanted to.
Top of the round, it's going to be Guanapo. Guanapo, you start looking around, and you can see hands starting to appear and crawling out from the different sides of these trees, which are about 50 feet tall. We do have trees, don't we? Somewhere. God. It's just a shit show tonight, guys! Maybe I shouldn't roll for intoxication, but I feel like in some ways I already am.
Let's get it.
Mentally intoxicated.
Can we use some long-armed folk to just kind of place these in places?
Auto.
I'll take that one.
That's only crack, Chris.
You're correct.
You're a crack. Perfect.
Chrissy.
And a tree falls and kills half the party and everybody's dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys
No one make any sudden movements.
look around, and you can see at the top of these trees
Oh, now you're getting too risky.
all those things that you were thinking about earlier. Think on those gorillas aren't around. They're here. Lucas looking around and noticing your guys' eyes training.
If you move their camera down, you can probably see.
You can
like,
see everything perfectly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does it keep you guys in
Like
the
the
check?
tiniest
Yeah, it would.
bit.
Just
Alright,
tiny.
well,
If you want us to
sorry
slide
if you
this
guys
towards
see
us
our
a bit.
other
There,
camera.
there.
That's
Yeah,
it?
you see the other camera.
Oh, fuck it,
That's
dude.
fine.
You guys can see the table.
Move the camera.
We can slide this a little closer to us.
Oh, that's
The
good.
camera.
Will that
Sorry,
help?
Devin. No, you're fine. Long arms, can you put those on the other side of you?
Yeah, long arms.
Wait,
Yeah.
can that camera be...
This guy's gonna.
I'd just like to point out, you guys are not the directors
Okay,
of
whoever
cameras.
made that level did not make it level.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris.
Perfect.
What kind of man doesn't know how to level?
As you guys are looking around, you see the gorillas start to come out. They're massive shadow-cloaked forms, leaving this ultraviolet mist as it moves. Lucas, looking up, just goes, "Oh, fuck!" and starts running. Not necessarily away. He doesn't continue in the direction
Oh, this is gonna be a shit show.
that you got.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Right.
Dear
Oh, God.
Over here?
Lordy.
You like that? Nothing fell except for that one guy. Yeah, right there. He runs that one direction, lands in the hollow between the crook of two large root systems, and whips out his pretty hefty looking crossbow. Doesn't do anything at the moment. Guanapo, what do you want to do?
I believe I'm still on fan, right? I never
Yeah,
got
I'm
off.
assuming you're on his shoulders.
Okay.
Who's the
So,
director now?
Guanapo's gonna leave the movement up to fan at this point. And
I think
he's
it
just
was
gonna start shooting.
Okay.
So, Dread Ambusher is gonna kick in for just this one turn.
He's on top.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I get an additional attack. I'm gonna try
I don't
and
know what you're
shoot
doing.
that one
Okay.
3 times with my arrows.
Oh, you have to move the DM time.
I have to?
No,
Nope, we're good.
you're good. You might.
Okay. Cool. You guys can see an interesting amount of what our table looks like now.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We use shitty cameras.
So professional.
22 to
Hey,
hit
they're
on the
not
first one.
shitty.
There's something. Say again?
22 to hit on the first one.
Hits.
Expensive.
14 to hit on the second one.
Misses.
12 to hit on the third one.
Misses.
So he hits once. 9 damage.
9 damage.
Yep.
You release the arrow, and you release the 3 arrows. Swoop, swoop, swoop. Span kind of jostling. One of your arrows drops and lands squarely into the branch that he's standing on. The other one, as the first arrow hits, the second arrow that would have hit, you watch it kind of like, there's like this pocket of open space. It just kind of opens for a moment, and the arrow just flies straight through, off into the trees. You don't really know where. And the hole closes. Anything else you want to do?
So I didn't actually make contact. Or just
The first one you did.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see real quick. Yeah, I'm good for now.
Okay. Next up is going to be Fan.
I am going to go ahead and take my stick and just point it to my right and my left and summon 2 bears
Okay.
out of the ground.
As you wave your magical wand over, or your magical staff, the DM has to find the bears. And so cool things happen as the dirt kind of comes together, as this cohesive form starts to build up, and you see fur sprout from the dirt. I don't know where the other fucking bear's at, dude. It's very impressive. The bear's kind of roaring up from the ground, almost like they're crawling out of the ground. They like one arm, then 2 arms, then the back legs, and they kind of shake off, and this dirty mist flies off of them. And they just bellow this echoing, just. It's very cool. Saying that it's very cool makes it slightly less cool, though. I want you to know that.
A little bit.
It's very cool.
I've been not using this
How
correctly.
cool was it?
It was so cool. It was
And
pretty
that's
cool.
going to end my turn.
Awesome.
Their initiative roll is 12.
12. Thank you.
14 does not hit.
14 doesn't happen.
This will be your other bear, because I don't know where the other one's at.
Oh, I put a little dice there, but
Oh
I'll
yeah,
take
you
it.
can keep.
No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good.
Perfect. Awesome. That completes your turn. Next up is going to be Luca.
You have a big deer in the headlights
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now.
It's actually Odette, but
Okay.
Audible.
audible.
I would like to go ahead and I'll do my bonus action now and do Mantle of Majesty.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Command Spell.
I'm freaking out, man!
I almost got it. I heard the end coming. I was like, panic.
And I'm gonna hit the one on the tree closest to me.
Okay, that would be this guy right here.
Yep. If you could please roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Alright.
Which one has damage?
Doesn't succeed, I promise.
Cool, awesome. I'm going to then tell it to I'm gonna say grovel,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have it
Oh,
fall
yeah,
prone.
maybe that is
Okay.
one.
That spell won't let things do things that are obviously dangerous to it, right? Like you can't tell it to jump off a cliff, or kill yourself, or die.
Hold your breath.
It doesn't. Oh yeah. If your command, it doesn't
Puts it in obvious
understand.
danger.
Yeah. Or if your command is directly harmful to it.
So you watch as you like command it to kind of lie in that prone. That was your intention.
Grovel.
It
Yeah.
just squats down, and you watch one massive limb just kind of reach out, and it puts its palm up towards the trees, and that's it.
Cool. Then I am going to go ahead and.
Which one was that?
That
Red?
was yeah.
The tallest one?
Okay.
Yep. So now
I think it's this one. One closest to her.
Yeah.
So he is under my thing for another round.
So not till the start of your next turn?
Till the start of my next turn.
Gotcha.
And then I can keep doing it for up to a minute.
Okay, and you just keep, and that's your bonus action.
That's my bonus action, so I can use it on whoever for a minute.
Got it.
And then for my.
Does he make saves each time?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Does he make a save at the start of his turn?
On its next turn.
Got it.
Let's follow the command and then do it on its next turn. And then I'm going to touch Odette, and give her, I'm going to say Long Strider, and Long Strider.
I love it.
And her speed exceeds by 10 feet, and then I'm going to get off of her, and I am done.
Very well. Odette.
So, is that guy right there enemy?
The one on the red is Connor.
No, the one behind.
Blue sword.
This right here?
No.
Blue sword.
This. Yeah, you as you kind of turn around and start taking stock, there are two that seem to be creeping out from the forest
So
behind
those
you.
two.
Yeah, this guy right here
Okay.
and this guy right here.
Okay.
They're encroaching on the party, which assumably is not in a complete disheveled line, but
So I'm going to turn
Trees.
around and go up to him.
okay.
Go in front of him.
Yeah, as you
So
start
5, 10,
turning
15,
around, you
20,
feel
25. I'm actually going to flank him with Konak.
okay. He's not quite flanking because the
Oh,
the
Debbie there.
Konak is not engaged with him yet,
He's
but
right in front of you.
he's basically almost there.
Okay, so I'm not flanking with
You're
him
not
yet?
quite flanking.
Okay.
If he were to take a step forward, yes, you would be flanking, but he's not quite flanking.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit him with Dawnbringer.
Fancy.
Because I still have him, right?
Yes,
no one
you do.
took him
No
from
one
me?
took
Do you have stats for him?
Dawnbreaker's in the inventory.
Oh, okay.
Crap, I didn't add him yet.
Wow, savage, Debbie.
What do you do quickly? Equipment. Equipment.
Does he have a
Oh,
victory
God.
cry when he slashes people?
What was his voice again?
There's a British man or something
You
like
go, oh, yeah, I see.
that? Yeah, something like that.
Something quite like this, I believe.
Indeed, yes.
Indubitably.
Nigel?
Well struck.
No, it wasn't Nigel. Nigel was darling.
Click on it.
You're talking about Nigel Thornberry.
But darling.
Alright, so I'm gonna hit him with Dawnbringer.
Does he have any stats?
Holy hell. Alright, that misses. It's 4. I'm gonna use my.
You're not attuned to Dawnbreaker yet. Or
No,
Dawnbringer.
right.
Excuse me.
Oh, I get a bonus. 17 plus 3. What?
That'll hit.
Hits? Okay.
I see you have more clue than that.
Okay, so it's a D8. And a D8.
That's true. The white light.
I don't have a D8.
Oh, yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 points of damage.
Okay. And that's to the guy with the
Yeah.
right there. Said 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're gonna use a key point and attack again.
This is with your fists, not with Dawnbringer.
Okay, yeah. For 10, that misses. 18?
18 hits.
7.
2, 7.
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Roll
that's
D6
yeah.
now. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
Okay. So you, as you come charging up to this creature, sidestepping Konak and swinging your feet around. There's this like sliding motion where you guys watch her hips almost scrape the ground, and she rights herself at the last minute. And as you bring that momentum forward through your body, you swing Dawnbringer around your shoulder, carrying all the energy through, and it slashes out. And your first hit goes right through the body. The whole energy, the whole aura of this creature kind of opens up for a second, and in the same fashion that Guanapo's arrow had sailed through, the blade just kind of slides right through its form. As you bring it down, you manage to successfully, instead of wasting the energy, redirect it and bring it up and down, and as you come crashing down on top, you feel it impact and start slicing through. The creature howls in pain, and as the sword exits through the aura, you can see there's tufts of fur and flesh and this inky black blood that seems to be dripping onto the ground with this hissing. Taking a quick look at it, you're like, motherfucker, and you start bringing one elbow down on top. The same kind of pocket of energy opens up for a split second, and you bring your other fist through, boom, and you stick it straight in the pocket, and you wait for a second, and as the aura collapses, you can feel matter appear in your hand, and you just grab a section and rip it out. Holding it in your hand, it is dark black flesh that is bleeding. It has some hair on the outside. It looks like muscle tissue, and the creature
Do I notice if it looks kind of like the Yagi normal flesh?
It does not.
It doesn't? Okay. I'm going to use another key point.
Okay.
Oh, I already marked it.
Yeah. The problem is when she runs out.
Yeah.
That's so nice that she has it, though.
17 plus 3, so that hits. Oh!
17.
Oh!
Okay. They both hit.
You should get bonus for rolling the same number twice in a row. There's a lot of games that do that.
6.
Get like a extra 1 point of damage or something.
Fun.
Something fun. We can homebrew that.
15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. Oh god, math. Okay. Yeah, as you taking the flesh, you give it a quick squeeze, and it's like soaking in the aura of this creature. You can start tapping into its ki, and you start realizing, okay, all right, maybe I'll get a little of this, and you start doing some raptor tests on it to see like where does it actually, where's the fence the weakest, and you just pop pop, and you hit it squarely twice, once in the side of the chest and once in the hip, and you watch as you hit the hip, the creature kind of doubles over and retreats back just slightly, not just for flavor. He didn't actually run. Nice job.
And then I'm going to use another key point.
You like that key
One
point.
more.
This is my
One
third
more.
key point. So
She's a
that's
janitor. She has
one.
all the keys.
Hell yeah.
I got a key here. Which one do you need?
Right. 16, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh, yeah, 19 and then 16. Does 16 hit?
16 barely hits.
Oh, okay, 16
Ooh, okay.
hits the guy on the ground. So they both hit. 6, 7, 8, 9.
She's on
10, 11,
fire
13,
over
14,
here, man.
15, 16, 17.
17 points of damage?
Yeah.
Oh, you really fucked that guy up.
Well, you had to
Jesus.
use 3 key points.
I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
That's kind of
And it's a show it is. That's really, like, there's not much else to it. Watching this flurry of limbs, of hooves, of swords, there's just this splattering. It happens so quickly. And Konak and Nabuntosh and Gus, you guys are all just kind of sprayed with this black mist of blood, excuse me. It doesn't
Mouth open.
burn like a caustic chemical would, but it's extremely hot. Like hotter than normal animal blood would be. Almost to an uncomfortable point. You shake it off really quick, and nice fucking work destroying that guy. Next is going to be Konak.
Is he dead?
He's not dead.
Oh, he's
Not
almost dead.
It's hard to make out. The aura does have some gaps in it, and you can see it's kind of starting to flicker out like a fire that's dying.
Where are the two? Is he the only person, the guy right in front of me?
This is a guy, That's dump truck ass who's lying on the ground for no reason.
Just truck ass.
This is a guy, that's 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 a guy,
That
and
Gus said
Lucas
we
is over.
can use the items in his cart if we save his life.
Yeah, so there's a quiver and a shield.
Right?
Gus hasn't gone yet, so.
Yeah, he hasn't fled yet. His cart's still there, right?
For now.
For now.
For now.
I'm gonna fuck the thing up in front of us. Alright. 20 and 22.
Both hit?
Damn.
Let's get this bread, boys. Alright, so let's add 12 to this roll. 12, 19.
You know what's the worst? As a DM, is when you're the last to go. Bottom of the initiative. You just get to watch everybody fuck up your hopes and dreams and
32.
And don't forget
the guy in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I used the magical spell. I always forget to call it, but Hunter's Mark's not
Oh,
there.
really?
Yep.
She's just being given.
Yep. So you got Hunter's Mark on him. You can't, so I was reading this. Hunter's Mark takes a bonus action to place, which means you can't use Planar Warrior till the next round. Does that make sense? Because Planar Warrior is also a bonus action. You use your bonus action to imbue magical power into an arrow. Does that make sense? So you can, it takes 2 rounds to set it up. If you do Hunter's Mark first, I'll let it slide this time, because it was something that I was reading up. But if you place Hunter's Mark first, then you can add the Hunter's Mark bonus, right?
Because the Hunter's Mark will stay.
And then the second round, you can start pumping Planar Warrior into it. But you can't pump Planar Warrior until the second round if you use Hunter's Mark first.
That makes sense.
Make sense?
I get it.
Okay.
They're both, you can't do 2 bonus actions.
Exactly. Yeah, you fire them off, pulling out 2 arrows, and just sink, sink, and you watch. Have you guys ever seen, oh my god, have you ever seen Norseman?
Nope.
Guys, this is
that
one of the
good?
best shows I've seen in a long time.
That's like
you
a
know
comedy, right?
You know that it's hilarious.
Like
You know the
one
guy
step
who's
back.
he's like, I love ogling and I love looking and gazing. You know that guy? It's hilarious. You guys gotta watch it. Check it out. Norseman. It's on Netflix. You release these 2 arrows squarely at what you assume to be the skull, and you hear this meaty impact, and you can see the arrows sticking out. And looking at it, you're like, I think I shot him in the eyes.
Oh, wow, and the pupils.
Yeah, it is gory, and the creature is like, it starts swinging around wildly, just thrashing out. Not dead, but it is extremely hurt.
I'm gonna Misty step back to where Lucas is.
To where?
Where Lucas is.
You can't quite make it. Misty
I got
steps 30 feet, right?
Yeah, I just want to move as far
Is-
back as I can.
Oh, there goes one.
So he dies, right? Because you
Yeah.
died at me, you knocked it over.
I'm yelling.
Yeah.
He would have, homebrew bullshit, he would have killed one of us. if we were underneath
It's a
it.
windy day.
Yeah.
A tree fell with him in it.
Dude, one of the trash things we were talking about
That's
that.
50 feet. What is the D6 on that?
Yeah, that would be 50 feet.
5 D6.
And it is kind of a breezy day, so the
Yeah.
assist, yeah. Anyways,
You sing that Kesha song all out.
I'm rolling timber.
Bears.
The bears. Unless, Connor, do you have anything else that you want to do? Use your action, bonus action,
good.
Misty Step.
How tall are these trees?
Can you?
Actually, I don't
Is
know. if I
Misty
can-
Step a
Yeah, I was
bonus?
good-
Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't know.
Yeah. I think Misty Step's a bonus
I'm
action.
wrong. Put me back.
You still have your movement, though.
You can have your movement. You could
Yeah.
probably run
probably just run
backwards.
Yeah, I'm not. I
And
wasn't
you weren't engaged
right?
with him,
No.
so
I'll just back
yeah.
up. I get 30
So it's no
feet.
Misty Step, but you still get the same distance. Great, perfect.
How tall are like?
The trees, the creatures that are in them are probably about 40 to 45 feet off the ground.
Okay. Perfect.
Do I? Does that? Oh wait, no.
That's my bear.
Now it's flanked.
That bear is going to take a flanked attack at that motherfucker.
And roll with advantage.
And he's got the multi-attack, so he's
Mhm.
going to do one
One
bite,
bite,
one
one
claw.
claw.
We'll go
Dude, I know those bears on like the back
because I
of
use
my
them
hand
all the
because
time.
that's your go-to, man.
Claws first, by the way.
No laws when you're slashing your claws, bro.
And it's a plus 3 to
Did you just make a White Claw
I was
reference?
gonna say, is that what that is?
19, brother.
I'm about to break my foot off in your ass.
Okay,
Yeah, that
that's
is.
Foreman.
You're drinking a Michelob Ultra. Shut up.
Sounds like a good
Oh,
show.
wait, sorry. Two.
Ultras are classic, okay?
Whatever you say. Whatever helps you sleep at night. They're both the same thing. I like Ultras too. It's as bad as a White Claw.
This is White Claws before White Claws were cool.
You know they have a 0% Bud Light? You can buy it.
That
It
sounds
tastes like
real
beer.
gross.
No, it tastes like Bud. So if you like Budweiser, it's a 0 Bud. So it's 0% alcohol. It tastes
Oh.
just like a Budweiser.
Fancy.
6 claw damage.
Isn't that pretty cool? So you can drink beer. Like you can feel like you're drinking beer, but you can just
21 for his bite.
Let's have a Coke. Or a Coke Zero.
It's like
Water.
Coke Zero, exactly.
Or water.
6 bite.
Yeah, but it makes you feel like you're drinking beer. You know what I mean? You know,
Right,
sometimes
yeah.
you feel left out because you're like,
Yeah,
cool, I'm the
yeah, I
DD.
get that.
Oh, I mean, Mickey's. How long has Mickey's been around?
Dude, let's be honest. That is a
Mickey's
shit.
aren't bad,
that is
dude. They're not bad.
Dude, that's like going and getting a 40 at the gas station and
Hell
telling
yeah.
me that that's what you like to drink. That's
No.
bullshit. That's just cheap.
Nobody drinks
There's a
40.
lot of people that would like a 40, okay?
That's what I'm saying. No, they don't like it. It's cheap.
Edward
What-
40
what's
hands?
there?
You guys remember Edward 40 hands?
Oh yeah.
Duct
we
tape
did
240s,
that,
and you can't take it off until they're both gone.
You tried to do that.
It's awful.
I had to do PT.
Yeah,
after
Mitch was
I
a
did
bitch
that.
about it.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
it was fine.
He's also gonna-
Oh,
hair
before.
My other bear can make it too. He's also going to attack.
Okay, go for it.
Not at advantage because he's not flanking
Can you
out.
scream it for me? There's no laws. You're just winning the claws.
Ben's
20.
just like, "Ah!"
20 is going to be his claw.
The claw.
You're not at advantage with this one.
Right, that was an advantage.
Okay.
Claw.
9 points of claw damage,
Okay.
of slashing. Then he's going to bite. 13 misses, I assume.
13 does miss.
Yep.
I think we're at 16 is the lowest we've gotten that hits.
16, yes.
You can ask your animal keeper.
16 base.
Yeah,
I promise.
16.
I didn't check this.
It's 16.
Yeah,
It's
16. 16's like barely hits.
Perfect.
Yeah, he said barely. So
And that's
13
going to
probably
end their
misses.
turn.
Perfect. So your bears come rushing in. Both of them flanking around the sides of the trees. Lucas, you hear him in the corner. He seems to be chanting continuously.
Ugh, creepy.
And you guys realize you have not had a single problem with line of sight, going around trees. Same things that you experienced where people disappear and reappear. It hasn't been an issue this round. And your bears dashing around the corner, they land on top of this form and start just ravishing, just claws, meat flying. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's really gross, and you can see as the mist, it kind of comes up in a like a Dragon Ball Z-esque fire way, right?
Okay.
It seems to be petering out, like a smoldering fire. You can see now there is some sort of gorilla-like creature. It looks more human than a gorilla at this point. It has a very set jaw. It looks like it could probably speak if it wanted to. And it seems upright, but still like it could walk on all fours. Its arms seem long enough to walk on all fours.
Freaking out, man.
Luca is just like, fuck, 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 fuck.
I feel like that would have been so much quicker.
The creature is clearly
Other way around,
blinded.
man.
It has
There's gotta be a loop, right?
2 arrows sticking out of its face, and every time it turns, it's really kind of comical. It's almost like a duckbill that's like, you have a moment of like, that could be pitied. Nope, fuck that thing. Is that the end of your bear's turns?
Yeah, they can.
Nabuntosh.
Nails.
Okay. Am I engaged with this guy right here?
No, he's 50 feet above
50
you.
feet above. Okay. I'm going to
I
run
just heard dice on it.
this way.
That's
because he's wearing
Gus.
orange.
Can I still see him?
Yeah, I mean, line of sight, it's not that hard. The trees are pretty evenly spaced around here.
Okay. Then
This is not a great representation of the trees, but
right. I'm going to yell out to Lucas. Lucas, is there anything you can tell us about these creatures? And then as I'm doing that, I'm whipping out my rod and I'm firing
trying
2
to- and then I
beams of Eldritch Blast. He's chanting?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was chanting.
If he's chanting, then I'm not going to say that.
I mean,
Too late.
Okay, fine, too late. Fine.
She's been said.
it's for action.
Okay, and then I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast at him twice.
Okay.
Since a tree is flammable, does that help it?
Well,
Is
Eldritch Blast is force damage, so
Oh.
it's not flames.
Left-handed rolling for the win. It's 26. I'm assuming.
I also really like your new dice box there.
It's huge, isn't it?
It's much.
It can fit so much more dice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't really trade up from my dice bag because it was a gift from somebody
No,
important.
you can.
And so
You can just get another dice bag.
I love
two.
that thing. What are you
No,
talking
go
about?
ahead.
No, I
It's
love
fine.
it. Why
Look
are
at
you
that look in
kidding
her
me?
face.
Jesus.
She's sharpening the knife.
What is it? Wee
Yeah, I was
TV?
gonna-
Is that where Bridezilla's
They also
featured
got
these
my
days?
dice box. Don't worry.
It's the stress. All your victims.
And that's 22. So 26, 22. 22 times you.
I don't think you have enough dice. Is the problem.
Yeah, we need
70%
more.
of them are raw. Your set's in there. Her set's in there. Like,
So he's throwing her dice.
he's not playing.
He's pre-playing my.
Dude, he's breaking them in. He's getting all the shitty
So
rolls
You
he's
out,
gotta
dude.
make sure that they roll
He's
evenly.
fondling
Yeah.
my dice.
It's a test thing, dude. It's like
Fondling
stats.
me
it's
where
like-
I funnel them.
you wouldn't want like a parachute that hadn't been tested before you
Right,
try
so you
it,
take
right?
the guns,
Yes,
they
I would. Why
bullets
would I-
through it a
why would
couple
I-
Every
times.
now and
Yeah,
then.
I
yeah.
Shoot one
haven't
test
rolled
fire.
them once. They're here because I was showing you, and then I forgot to take them out. 20 points of damage.
We all know
Jesus,
what you
on
do at
the
night.
guy up there.
Yes, on that dude.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
the
you
most honest person
leaning
at
back.
this table. I will fight you.
Boom.
I will
He
fight
has
you.
openly admitted like when he was like, no, that wasn't real, or that was actually not.
Honesty's my game. Yo.
On a save, even when it comes to biting butt in the ass. You fire, leaning back, just boom, boom, shooting these two massive bolts of eldritch energy. As the energy impacts, you can see there's this moment, this flare of like the mist, the aura just kind of opens up for a second, and you watch as both blasts impact squarely on the back of this creature. It stumbles for a second and barely catches itself and swings down to the next. No,
Oh, come on. You probably have advantage.
it's for flavor, dude.
Probably have advantage.
It's not like they're gorillas or something hanging out in trees.
20 points of damage, bro.
20 points of damage.
Grills are a ground dwelling.
Your turn.
They go in the trees.
They do, but
Gus is going to
He's
dive.
crazy, bro.
Seeing you guys all do this, he
you know how
dives
lucky, is all I'm saying.
and starts cowering underneath
Oh.
his cart.
Yeah.
You hear very softly from the corner, you can hear Lucas still chanting. Seems like he's trying to conserve his breath, and also, he doesn't have the ability to really shout.
Yeah.
So, but there is something being said.
Got one creature.
We have not
The creatures.
done it.
Anyone.
The
No
creatures are going to take their attacks.
Wait,
Um,
you do them all at once?
Yeah.
Creatures of the same type go on the same
Split
initiative
them
count.
in half
I
if you
could, but
wanted,
that's a pain in the ass to
that's
remember which
hard.
one's which.
As a DM,
Bullshit.
it's just easier to do them all.
All
the same.
creatures of the same type
Yeah.
go on the same initiative order.
You
Yes.
could literally have them one mind and aim for one person and dead.
Yep.
But
We don't all have range attacks.
the monsters know what
I
they're
thought
doing.
that there's-
The monsters know what they're doing.
I don't know how
He's
much
gonna
health
rush
that
up.
fucker has, but it's a lot.
He's gonna jump down since you hit him. But
Does
How
he
big
get
is that
damage
tree?
for
no,
jumping?
he's-
Yeah.
it's like a movement. He takes his
Well,
move.
then
He's gonna get down
said
here.
that
Did you
thing
say
is
50
50
feet?
feet.
Okay, he climbs down 30 and then falls the other 20. It doesn't have to do anything.
God.
Home repulsion.
And he comes straight down. Whoosh, and lands. Yep.
He's groveled.
Did he roll
Oh
with
yeah,
his
yeah,
saving
yeah,
throw?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's find out. That's right.
What is it?
You want to look at it before I touch it? It's an 18.
Fuck you. Fine.
Okay. As he releases his hand from
Love
the
it
ground,
every minute
you
of
see he
it.
kind of falls backwards. This very, what is that movie where she does that? It's a chick and she just like does a dive bomb backwards out of like an airplane or something. It's really cool. Grabs onto one of the branches, swings down and lands right next to you. And that guy is going to jump down and he's going to start making his way towards Lucas, but he's only going to get about 5 feet away from the tree because you guys are right. It takes movement, otherwise they'd have to take falling damage. The one in the middle of you guys is going to start making, the bears and you, is going to start making attacks against the bears because they're the loudest thing near him. The first one is a
Does 20 hit?
15.
To the
It's
bear?
a 15 to the bears.
You chicken shit, that hits.
Wait, doesn't he take half? So he takes half speed because he was
Bears have the
technically
easiest
prone, right?
class on
Who?
planet Earth. They're just
The-
I was just
furry.
waiting. I was waiting
The
for Mike to
guy I
say
commanded?
26.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, he would have to get up after he
It's-
did his wisdom
It
saving
wasn't
throw.
quite prone because laying down in the tree would have caused him to fall out, but he did squat down and go into like a more
Okay,
submissive
alright.
position. Because you said grovel, that was the idea, right?
Grovel.
Grovel.
Yeah.
And it's a one-word command. And lying prone would have killed him, so he did the next best thing,
Alright.
which was to squat.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Fucking kidding
You
me.
win this one, DM.
15
I
to hit the bears.
love it.
Very gracious.
How much damage?
15. No, 15 to hit.
15 hits. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And he does
I got B1. and
11
B2.
points of damage to the bear.
Yeah.
And he just slams into it.
Which one?
Um,
Bear or the
not bear.
not bear?
Yeah, not bear.
Okay.
The one behind Odette is going to rush forward, and you feel his fingers sink into your hips, into your haunches, and there's this pull in your stomach as you feel like you're falling through the floor. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh gosh.
Love it.
11.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, what?
You guys
Did I just disappear?
lose sight of one of the gorillas and Odette.
What? Stella!
That's all the more they can do this
Wow.
round.
Wow. Wow.
Top of the round is going to be Lucas, who bringing his bow around. You see, he's been like racking and trying to do something with his crossbow. He finally hoists it up, looking around and seeing the one that's coming closest to him, squeezes the trigger. A deafening bang rings out, and no arrow flies. But there is this rush of energy, and it is horribly. It's this almost like similar to a crack of energy. You've never really heard anything quite like it, and you watch as. Yeah. You watch as the creature that's running to him is like bolting on the ground as fast as it can, is lifted off of its feet and thrown back into the tree. A massive spurt of black liquid just explodes out into the area in front of him.
Yeah.
And you see as he kind of lowers it, he pulls out this small bag and starts pouring it into the back of his crossbow. And that's all you guys really make out of that. Next is going to be Guanapo.
Was he dead?
No, the creature is just kind of thrown back up against the tree, but it doesn't look like it's dead. It still is upright.
Alright, I'm gonna try and hit the beast closest to Lucas with my arrows again. This time I only get 2 attacks because the ambusher is no longer working. Oh, I do want to do a bonus action for Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
So that will. It'll just deal extra damage if I hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So trying to hit. Nat 1 on the first one.
Hell yeah.
Oh god.
Go ahead and roll that damage for me.
For who? Who is she pointed at?
Herself, maybe?
6 for that.
She has no line of sight on any of us.
Guanapo?
Top of my shoulders.
Guanapo's right here,
Oh, there's that.
and
thing
there's
next
only
to her.
one person that's really close to her at this
Man,
point.
She's on. He's
I'm
on my
still
shoulder.
on
He's
Stan.
Who are you shooting at, by the way?
I'm pointing in
That
that
guy.
direction.
Ah, got it.
Yeah. So natural 1 for the
From my
first
shoulder.
one.
And how much was the damage?
6 damage.
Okay.
From my shoulder.
Second roll was
She points it down.
26 to hit.
Right into the
See that
skull.
scene in Lord of the
Hits.
Rings where Legolas domes the elephant is riding?
7 damage.
That.
7 damage.
Oh wait,
Oh,
and then my
that's true.
hunter's mark. Hold on.
Lord of the Rings.
She's gonna slide off your trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it this round. Yeah.
Cool superhero landing.
Right? Oh wait, that was fair. Shit. We weren't attacked by elephants?
11 damage for that hit.
Okay. It's 7 and 11, right? So a total of 18.
No, just set 11 total.
11 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck a duck.
Cool. Anything else you're gonna do?
No. What did I do?
It's fascinating. As you lean out, you pull the first arrow back, and Fan is swinging his staff around, commanding the bears, and he accidentally brings it up and hits the front of your bow. Boom! And it lands
Oh my gosh.
squarely on Lucas as you accidentally release the arrow.
He can handle 6 points
he-
of damage. He'll be okay.
You watch the arrow arc and hit him squarely in the lungs, and you just see him go, and he goes back to his whispering.
So technically it was Fan's fault for waving his staff
Oh,
around.
fuck you.
That's what you're telling me.
The other arrow, as you swing it around, you're like, oh shit, sorry, Lucas. And you release it. You watch as the creature's still kind of falling backwards from the impact of whatever kind of weapon that was. You are able to plant an arrow squarely in what you would assume to be the spine. The body is still obscured, but it looks like a really good hit. Looks pretty awesome. Anything else?
Nope.
Fan.
Please kill that.
Ah.
Kill anything. Can we kill anything
With,
on the table? That'd be great.
Senior, I want a pillow on my back. Gonna make my way.
Downtown.
Making my way downtown, walking fast.
Ooh, I have my speed.
Speed walking.
Huh?
Get that draft.
Yeah,
We
dude.
got one more.
Well, the draft is starting to.
Boom.
It's like a bird flock now.
Hell yeah.
Flying
When
bee.
I get there,
They've lost the bee, dude.
I am going to kind of stick my staff in as I'm running over there. I'm going to pull out both of my little scimitar and or sickles, and I'm going to just take nice slash at him.
Go for it. Sound of metal on metal is impeccable. The metal on glass is just rings out.
The first one is going to be a 14. I'm assuming that misses.
Does?
So it's 15 then. No.
16. He's at 16 barely.
Ah, they both miss.
As you come swinging down, the creature kind of like rolls off to the side in this very graceful movement. It just kind of shuffles and turns to engage you, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do?
No, there's nothing else I can.
Okay. I need you to make another charisma saving throw for me. The sensation of like
7.
velocity on your stomach is unmistakable. You've fallen a couple times in your life, particularly in the time between where you met Luca and when you left your home. You've taken a couple spills, and it feels a lot like
I
you're
also
falling.
have slow fall.
You kind of reach out in this effort to stop yourself. The acceleration doesn't stop. You land safely with force. Your legs buckle for a moment. As you turn around, you can see standing behind you the figure of this gorilla. And it looks similar to the one that was in the same forest as you were.
Mm-hmm.
But now it seems like the hair is longer, sharper almost, like porcupine
Is it the
needles.
one I was...
Well, this is not the one that you were working with.
Okay.
It is roughly the same shape, same size, but you're watching it. Even as you sit there observing it, you can see the hair is growing longer in certain areas. The muscles start to bulge, veins protrude from its
Is it
neck,
the same
and it
gorilla?
just starts
Oh, never mind.
drooling and roaring at you. The eyes are the same violet purple that you've become accustomed to with the mist, but the mist is not there. Looking around in your surroundings, everything is this uniform, deep brown color, with the exception of these spots of massive mushrooms that are giving off this blue, radiating, pulsing light. And looking around, there's a green mushroom over there, and a pink one over there, and there's these tall, fern-like structures that have long blades coming off of it. And thinking back, this is probably a different realm.
Ah, what? How do I get back?
The creature has its fingers just sunk into your body, so tight that you're worried that at this point, with the way that it's growing, it might actually penetrate the skin soon.
I am going to stab him with, well, hit him with Dawnbringer.
Okay. Dawnbringer
Yeah.
seems a little lackluster right now. The usual vibrant energy that you get from hanging out with him seems a little subdued for some reason.
15.
15 misses.
Okay.
Damn, this is sketch.
16 plus 6. That hits.
It hits.
And that misses. Great. Plus 6.
Okay.
Okay, I get 1 hit. That's 8.
8. And you're swinging with Dawnbringer, right?
No, those are my bonus actions.
Okay.
So whatever.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. As you land, you see, you kind of turn and start like pulling. He's kind of dancing around behind you, but there's a moment where you're just too quick for him. His arm's outstretched, and you just swing upward and impact the elbow. Normally, you're really used to things kind of caving in with the amount of force that you put behind these things. As you hit the elbow, you see it kind of flex up a little bit, and then snap back down into place.
Okay. I'm going to use a key point.
Okay. Did you already use? You said you used your bonus action, right?
Yeah.
So you can't use a key point. Key points are bonus actions.
Okay.
Fuck a duck running.
You get 2 attacks, and then to use a key point's a bonus action, or you can just use your bonus action to make 1 attack.
Okay.
Right?
Then I'm going to use another key point. Or
You still-
a key point
So
to...
No, he's saying you can't use
you can't use any key points right
At
now.
all?
No cost.
You just
bonus
use-
action,
You just use your bonus action to make a 3rd attack, right? If you wanted to use a key point to make 2 more attacks,
Oh my
right?
gosh. Okay.
So if
Yeah.
you wanna, I'll let you spend a key point
No,
right
that's
now.
fine.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Oh fuck.
Cool. Next is going to be Lucas.
I'm just
Luca.
going on
Luca.
forever.
So not knowing that she is on another plane, am I in melee with the creature that fell to me?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet?
5 feet.
Nope.
I'm going to.
He's moving towards you though.
He's moving towards me. Fuck a duck running. Okay.
Kitty.
Can I see these creatures?
I mean, you can see their rough forms.
But it's not like I could shape shift into said creature.
No, you haven't been
I
able
haven't
to.
been able to look
yeah.
at it long enough. Okay.
And can you do monsters?
As long the only thing it says that I can, it has to have the like I can't do anything that like for I can't turn into Odette because she has
Has to have
4
the same
limbs.
number of limbs.
Yeah, same number of limbs.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I am going to go ahead and do my bonus action first, and I'm gonna do command spells again, or command to the guy in front of me.
Okay.
So roll a wisdom saving.
Right. He fails.
He fails. I'm gonna go ahead and have him do.
Your DC is like 14, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're on that guy.
Do. I'm gonna have him do flee. And he spends his turn
Running as far away as he can from you.
moving away from me
His max speed.
fast as he possibly can. So on his turn he'll do that. Then as my action, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna use that. Not knowing that Odette's on another plane, I'm just going to go ahead and go back up a little bit. Thank you. And I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic in her last known location.
Okay.
Which is 120.
Mm-hmm.
And just do that.
You reach out, trying to take the hand of your wife, hoping that there's some sort of magical signature that's still in the region. And as the arcane energy reaches that space, it dissipates.
Okay. So it says the range and area is 120. So it says any magical effect within range is the spell.
Of a certain level or lower, and
Yes.
I think you have to focus
Third
on a
level.
particular thing, don't you?
Mm-mm. It says choose one creature, object, or magical effect within the area.
One
range.
creature, object, or magical area, or magical effect.
Oh, so the one, okay.
The one would be.
Here. Okay.
I'm
Cool.
assuming that's what you're trying to do, was end some sort of magical effect that was
Right.
in that region.
Yes.
You watch
So, now then.
as you cast this spell. There's this brief moment where the ground, where she stood, just kind of like illuminates with this vibrant green grass, maybe it is, and then is immediately consumed by the regular dreary grayness of this forest.
Cool. All right. Then I'm gonna take my remaining movement and I'm going to get next to Connor.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
That is all I'm gonna do.
Connor.
Bears don't go.
Bears are after you.
Alright. Shoot the guy in front of me. Or shoot that. Is that guy with the sword somebody?
Yeah.
Yep. Because we don't have very good creatures for, giant smoke gorillas.
Yeah, our DM wasn't prepped for smoke gorillas.
20 and
Shame.
25.
Total letdown. Yeah, both
20
hit.
and 25.
Both hit.
12. Planar warrior.
That's pretty cool.
33. That's without Hunter's Mark, because Hunter's Mark is on the other one. So that doesn't do anything, right? Or do I still get Hunter's Mark on him?
No, because Hunter's
On the
Mark
other
is
one,
still on the other one. So 33.
Yeah.
God, man.
Gives me another 2d8s to roll.
Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, you release both arrows. Knowing roughly where the forms of this creature are now, you try to target the more sensitive areas. Both arrows sink in, and you guys are really getting good at avoiding the whole collapse and expansion of this negative space that they seem to be able to create. Anything else you want to do?
Can I not do infestation and planar warrior? Is that a bonus action?
Planar warrior is a bonus action. Infestation is also a bonus action. So you can't do both on the same turn. But if you want to choose one over the other, you're welcome to.
No, I'm good. I'm done. I did planar warrior. So.
Beautiful. Bears.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one of them flank.
Bears.
Bad.
Bears in the dungeon.
Yes, and we will do
What you wanna know?
we will do bite and then claw. That's the wrong fucking one. Sorry about that. 15 for the bite. I'm assuming you missed it. There we go. 22 for the claw.
Okay. The claw.
6 damage.
Okay.
So he's gonna claw, and then he will. Well, that's that bear's turn. The next bear is going to take his bite. She's a 1 and a 3.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna rotate through some dice here. Give me a second. Okay. 14. Alrighty. Yeah, the bears are just gonna air hump. Round him just.
As the creature is becoming more violent, increasingly erratic in its movements, and the bears are having a hard time tracking it.
Yeah.
One of your bears, as the first one swipes down, the second one's able to come up into its gut, and you hear the sinking, or they hear the sinking of sharp objects into flesh. And as it pulls out, you can see some of the viscera, some of the organs, maybe coming with it. The creature is barely holding on to its life at this point. Barely. That ends the bear's turn.
Yeah.
Next is going to be the Boomtosh.
Okay, I'm going to skedaddle. Run for your life! 30.
Think
No,
about
that
doing
one's
that.
not right.
Is that an option at this point?
Is each one of these supposed to be one, like
5.
5.
Yeah.
So 5,
I mean, you're melee with one of them, so you just all run.
25, 30. That is not as far as I would like.
Where are you trying to go?
How
We're
long?
right here.
How
I was
long
right
has it
here.
been?
It's been about
10, 15,
12
20,
seconds since they started
25,
attacking.
30.
Okay.
Still less.
Not much better.
One more square
You're
there.
closer to your friends.
Yeah, what's the point?
Are you cold right now?
No, I just like her
okay.
already.
She's in the hood, man.
Dude, she's edgy, okay? You don't know her shit.
Put your hood up.
I'm edgy.
Baby, it's okay. You do you.
Put your hood
You
up.
do you, boo boo.
You do you, boo boo.
Them
Those
East Side
hands,
Jedis
man.
don't give a fuck.
Take the. What's
Okay,
it called?
so I'm gonna reach back
Butcher?
and
Making
running
ham
away. I'm
sandwich?
going to fire 2 more Eldritch blasts into that motherfucker's face.
The
Which
hot
one, this
root
one?
with
That
the
one.
American cheese
Gotcha.
and the sauerkraut. And the spicy
I'll give
pickles.
you a French dip
Left
right
hand
here.
is killing it. I'm not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
If you guys
As long
roll
as it's
back
straight
right
back,
now,
you'll
Yeah,
do
left-handed.
That's
That's
seriously.
Maybe you should start rolling with your left hand.
22.
I'll see
Sorry,
you.
Sue Dust, can you just fire at the thing that looks like it's falling over, please?
I don't think I can see that.
The first one's 22. The second one?
Second one I'm rolling.
Yeah, the Bears have been getting
Bear.
that one.
Dude, they get 4 attacks.
Left
One
hand,
of
man.
them.
Good to go?
27.
One.
Yeah, dude. You
Okay.
5 points of damage.
taking this moment of panic, you feel the positive presence inside your body kind of guide,
So nice
but
and big
it's
sausage
really
rolls.
the.
Come to
Well,
camera.
let's see.
Really close.
What?
Straight roasted.
Your giant fingers came on camera.
Big old
Yeah, right up,
sausages.
yeah.
Just
They
saw
are
2
good.
white sausages go wow.
I could survive for like 10 days at least.
Yeah.
One
Dave-
finger,
Dave
maybe
her
it's
finger.
22? As the
Blast,
positive
agonizer
energy
blast.
kind of guides your hand down to the right position, that negative source releases a lot of your frustrations and puts that extra oomph into the back of it. The 2 blasts screaming outward from your body, faster than you've ever seen them move before, slam into this creature and just seem to obliterate whatever defenses it was able to muster.
Yo. Now let my
Is that the end of your turn? Cool. This guy is going to risk the attack, and he's going to run 5 feet.
I'm
this way.
attacking. I'm attacking.
Both of
Well,
you
both
get
of them get it,
attacks of
Come on,
opportunity.
Bo. We get attacked.
Oops, sorry.
He ran away from us, so we're going
Oh.
to. We get a free swing
We
with,
both do?
with my sickle. 10! Gone with you.
Can
Cool.
I just get one? One hit?
Yep.
What's so funny?
10, right? That was under 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't hit.
No.
For the 100th time.
Roll with your left hand.
23?
It was left-handed.
Oh, was it?
That was a left-handed roll.
It might not work for everyone.
Watch the tape.
I know.
I haven't rolled below 10 the whole night though.
9 damage.
Left hand's the way.
I just watched the tape. It was a right-handed roll.
Oh, you're, oh,
Yay,
there
delay.
it is. There it
Who
is.
did they attack?
You said 9?
Yep.
7.
Jackass in front of us.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, you releasing an arrow as it quickly tries to move out of your way. Pretty successful hit. The creature kind of roars out as you see a small trickle of black blood steam on the ground as it starts to climb the tree. It's going to take the rest of its movement. It took about 5 to get there, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to take the rest of its movement to get as high up as it can, which is about 25 feet.
So
These
it's a little
ones,
bitch.
Yeah.
it can't move very quickly, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
These ones are going to retreat this way and start climbing the tree.
What?
This one's going to retreat this way and start climbing the tree.
Yeah.
This one is definitely going to climb this tree as fast as it can.
What about my guy who has to run away?
This guy blitzes as fast as he can. You see he runs about 30 feet before he gets to the tree that this one's also in, and then he has to dash and spend another 25 feet going up because it takes 5 more feet to get to the tree. This one here starts to limp out of the way of your bears.
Yeah.
He's almost dead, y'all.
They're getting attacked.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Actually, they don't get it. Do they get advantage? Is it flanking still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first one doesn't hit. I'm running out of d20s to roll, guys. They're all in my jail.
Here, use this one.
Dude, you went right-handed again.
Hey.
Yeah,
We talked
twice in
about
a
this.
row. Doesn't hit.
Left hand, bro.
I got a 14.
Continues
Use
outward,
the big dice.
limping.
Right.
The
quickly.
chunk.
He's going to run this
Do I
way.
get an attack when they
and
run away?
You're not within melee of them. Attacks of opportunity exist because you are in melee with
Does
them.
anything happen with the Sunder's Mark?
Michael, big dice.
So again?
Does anything happen with the Sunder's Mark?
I don't think so.
Jesus.
I don't think Hunter's Mark gives you that. They all start retreating. And you can see as they are climbing up
18.
as fast as
Yeah,
they
but you were
can.
just like,
Literally.
Did you go left hand?
Yeah.
Tell me, man.
You watch as the creatures start climbing the tree. They seem interested more in escaping at this point. Top of the round, you can see Lucas is starting to rack on his. Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
You tried to dispel magic.
Yeah.
did the guy,
You're the middle
I don't
of the
want to hurt myself,
That's
but
right.
did the guy do anything to me?
Yeah, he's gonna start taking attacks on you. You see, he gets. It seems like this creature, as he digs his fingers into you, is getting more powerful the longer he stays here.
Oh!
He
How
makes
do I
2
leave?
attacks on you. The first one is a 17.
I'm peeved, man.
I didn't blame you.
Oh, God.
My woman
The
is
boon's
somewhere.
peeved. This shit. Where's my stallion?
Stallion, baby!
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. As you start to move away, you feel his fist come up and slam just on your back. It's like he understands your physiology and is trying to snap your spine.
No.
That's the sensation you get.
I scout this whole
You watch as
I'm trying to
his
kill you.
hand comes down, he
Oh
brings it up
my.
again, and you're just able to kind of deflect it out of the way. Yeah, it's pretty. By director of photography.
The DM is
See ya.
tired of your centaur shit.
Give your wife a kiss.
Do you have any
Last words.
like any?
Any family you want to write
I'm sorry,
to?
what?
No.
If you bring this down upon me,
We're gonna go to break. That's what we're gonna do.
Are you
We're
serious?
gonna go to break. We're gonna go to
no,
break.
you're not.
Do you not want it? You don't want to go to break?
It's
Because this guy
your
has
call.
to pee
It's-
really bad.
this is your
Okay, yeah, let's
game.
break. Fuck this. I'm just gone forever. I have no spells. I have nothing.
Where?
Do you go?
We
To
can
come
break.
back.
It's 8:30. We can break.
Yeah, that's
8:30,
Break.
guys.
I also have to
We'll be
pee.
back hopefully
And
in
I'm
about
hungry.
10 minutes. It is 8:34 right now, according to my clock. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. We're gonna drain the main vein.
So stressed.
And find out what happens when we come back.
Find out
Stay
how
tuned.
Mike fucks all of us. Stay
At one
tuned.
point in her life, she had 11 toes. Then she ate one. Her name is Christy. She'll be painting art.
do it. It's for good luck. If you don't do it,
Oh, did you see that?
we'll
We
fail.
caught on camera.
What?
Did they catch it on camera?
I saw
Did
you
catch
catch
it?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Success and victory is yours. Welcome back to the Woodness Guild.
We're doing this on the
Before we went to break, you guys had transverse part of the forest, and transverse. Transverse is a thing.
It's a word.
Maybe it's a
right
plane.
word.
I'm not getting myself excited.
Transverse.
Are you trying to say we travel?
Transverse is like
Starts on the 26th.
Acting lying or being across, set crosswise, made at right angles. So it's the transverse is more of a description of something as opposed to traverse, which is a act, a verb. Anyways,
travel across
Got you.
and through is traverse.
traverse, yes. So you guys have traversed the forest. After getting lost for a little while, Lucas not exactly paying the most attention that he could. You did learn some things as you rode across the back of your wife. We're set upon by several of the strange, shadowy creatures that seem to haunt this forest. The ones that Lucas is most afraid of. As you battled, duked it out, you landed some really good hits on one of them, blinding it, incapacitating it for almost the entire capacity that it has. Lost one of your members.
Where's my wife?
As the creatures retreat up their trees, this kind of low hooting echoing between them, you find yourselves standing at a slight loss.
I'm freaking the fuck out.
So we asked Lucas, where do they take them? Where do these people go?
Are we not in combat anymore? So they're
Unless
all
you
gone.
want to start blasting them as they retreat.
Yeah,
Okay, go for it.
I'm blasting. Eldritch blast.
Go ahead and roll.
As much as I can.
Go ahead
I'm
and
at
roll.
least gonna take one shot. I'm gonna take
Let's do
two.
it. Let's do it from the initiative order. So let's start at the top of the round. He's skipping. Lucas is skipping his turn.
Hold on, can I still see this guy up on the tree?
Yep.
I'm gonna try and shoot him twice with
Go
my
for it.
arrow.
You're so cute.
17 to hit on the first one.
Hits.
10 to hit on the other one, so just one.
I'm locating the fucking creature real quick.
How big is that map?
Doesn't have any issues with the
15
planes.
damage.
15 damage
Yeah.
How many feet do you
on the one that's in the tree.
Yep.
It doesn't say it does. It just tells me in the general location if it's not 1,000 feet within me, my range.
Within 1,000 feet.
But it tells me the general location if it's not within 1,000 feet.
Really.
Yeah.
General location if it's not within 1,000 feet.
If the creature is no. You sense the direction of the creatures as as long as it's within 1,000 feet of me.
You do not get anything. You releasing your arrows in quick succession, managed to sink them both into the one. Just one?
Yeah.
You only get one attack?
Well, I did 2, but I rolled a 10 on.
Right. You land it squarely into the bulk of the form of the creature. It cries out, but it's still trying to make its way away from you.
It says if the creature is moving, I know the direction of the movement.
Yep.
Do I dare you to put some of that popcorn up in that chow mein rice thing you got going? So it tastes like.
Okay. We'll get there. Finn.
I'm going to hold person at level 4. These 3, they all need to make saving throws.
Thank you.
They're not people.
They're not humanoids of any kind.
They're creatures.
I thought you said human-like.
They're human-like-ish,
Okay.
but
no,
they-
no.
they're more upright apes.
Yeah,
You know, we're not.
that was my.
There is no genealogical.
There's a
connection
beast here.
between us
Oh,
and
we're
yours, so I don't
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Here we go.
No.
I understand
Continue.
what you're saying.
why aren't they teaching evolution in school anymore?
God damn it, Darwin.
Thank you.
Okay. End of your turn. You and I discussed what was happening. You, as you cast the spell, locate creature, desperately reaching out for any tether of your wife, of the person that you love, of the woman that you've come to be so closely bonded with, the one that helped you escape, the one that helped you overcome and survive, the one that you rely on.
I'm gonna cry.
You reach out, and for a brief moment, you swear there's a pull roughly east of you, but just as soon as you kind of get it, it fades out, and you feel alone for the first time in a very long time.
I need to find Odette. Fuck everything else.
Next is gonna be Connor.
I want to shoot for that blue thing. I want to see if we kill one of these.
That's what I'm saying, man. Kill one of these things.
I don't think we killed any of them.
Nice.
Yes.
15 with my arrows.
Done, dude. Done.
Finally,
I don't
someone
need to
did.
do anything.
You, firing your first shot, release it, and as the arrow twists through the air, it slams into the base of the skull of the creature. You watch as the head is jerked forward and seems to kind of stop. Its hands, braced up against the side of the tree, slowly droop down, its body suspended, like it's leaning in a frustrated pose up against this tree. Its feet still are on the ground. It never made it up.
Monsters
Oh, actually
doing-
made it. Its feet are on the ground.
So monsters doing anything once they see it go down?
The creatures as... We'll get to that. Next is going to be Naboon Tosh. Unless the bears want to do something creative. Sorry, I mean to get your hopes up there.
I was ready.
Yeah, they do.
They are both going to run to this guy.
He is up in the tree. He made
How
it up
high?
the tree. He's about 40 feet up. 30 feet up. 25, 30 feet. He had to move back 5 feet. His speed's
Like that
30.
keeps changing.
So
If
he's
they
up
are-
25. He's up 25.
If he's 25 feet up, they were both 5 feet away from the tree.
I would say that one has to go
This
around
one
the
was
cart.
5 feet away from
No,
the
I
tree.
shot the red one.
Oh.
The tree fell over.
Loud thud, crashing boom.
Okay, so would you give me this one's 5 feet away from the tree?
I'll let you have the one.
Okay. Because he's got a climbing speed of 30, and I'd like him to climb up that 25 and grapple.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Fun. Like, it's just fluffy. So it's like you're not really eating it.
You're definitely eating something. Popcorn causes diverticulitis.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep.
Wait, what?
Gets embedded. The shell gets embedded in the lining of your intestine, which then gets impacted with feces over time
yeah.
and creates a pocket, which then is septic, full of poopies.
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
why. What's
Are
his face?
Are you talking about in someone's asshole?
No,
In your
in
intestines.
your bowels.
That's why you can't give. You should never give dogs popcorn.
All the little.
You should never what?
tubing, right?
You should never give dogs popcorn
Oh.
Small
because
seeds
it
as
causes
well.
diverticulitis.
Are they
Poppy
killing
seeds
the
that
Yeah. 19.
Yeah, dude. As
I've been
you see the creatures,
I want him
like
to just literally grab
Not all the time.
and
but I
just
do.
let go.
you
Start
have the
free falling.
You have the bear as you kind of command it. You can see through its eyes for just a moment, and you see this somewhat hand-like foot grabbing onto the tree for a second, and then as the bear kind of catches up to it, it just reaches up, sinks its claws in, and starts free falling backwards.
And as soon as it hits the ground, I want my other bear to go over there.
10 points of damage to your bear
Okay.
and to the creature.
Which
Who is that? Shield.
That was a bear.
That was the bear.
So that bear's gonna die.
Okay. As he hits the ground, the impact of the gorilla thing sandwiching the bear onto the ground, you watch as it hits, it just kind of emulsifies into this dust-like powder that just, and there's this brief flash of yellow energy.
I would like my next bear to run up and
Okay.
grapple though.
Okay, go ahead and make another strength check for me.
17.
Yeah. I'm fucking paranoid on my dog shit now. Yeah, your other bear, seeing the first one disappear, it's like, I got this. And it just goes over and just
Yeah.
and just spreads out 4 or 5 stars, just and pins the thing to the ground. They're about equal size.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm gonna fucking try to find the
No.
fuck where you are.
Okay.
That's the bear's turn.
I'm going to.
I mean, the battle's gonna be
That's the guy that-
with the battle.
That's not a bear, right?
We were too deep.
No, well,
I'm
that
about
is
to
a
fucking
bear.
interrogate
This one is, but that
fucking
one's not.
monkey
That one's
shit.
not.
So I know he's using another creature for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We all
so
need to
I can
go
see that
over
one, right?
Yep.
Alright, I want to take 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Bear is gone. Not Bear is still here. So shots right now, because it's lying prone and you're shooting a ranged weapon at a prone creature. That's weird.
You should throw the
Are
bear
at
bear
disadvantage.
Bear bear.
At disadvantage?
Yes.
I thought the bear died.
Well, the bear did die, but now we're just keeping the fucking bear out.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It was man.
14 for the first one.
Wow.
14
Freaking
misses.
out because the purple left me.
That one
I'm your
is
what?
20.
No,
Nervous
Okay,
flute.
wait, sorry.
Flute,
I know.
if you toot, flute,
23.
flute, if you toot. I don't know, I just had to go with
Stop, on my
23 for
knob.
the second one.
the corn.
You rolled a 15 and
top,
19.
The fuck?
with me,
Plus his.
My first one missed.
85 billion?
lay on that
My
bed.
first one
No, yeah, you're fine.
And
I'm not butthurt. I know how warlocks work.
Left hand.
If you remember Agamemnon, I
It's
wasn't
the
too
left
happy
hand.
when she came out on the field.
don't get me fucked
We
up.
handled her. I handled her.
You handled
Laura
it.
handled her.
Every day
You.
except for rain.
And then you came back, and then I came
That's
back
not all.
because you helped. Yep.
36 Mafia, right? That's your same, is it?
Yeah.
5
It was a
points.
good
When's the
fight.
last time you heard Laffy Taffy?
Beautiful. The other day.
Oh.
Laffy Taffy.
Hey!
Who are you shooting?
What is going on?
Okay.
Okay.
What is this?
Anything else you want to do?
Oh, I found my.
Anything else?
Oh, the condensation. Yeah,
The
yeah.
boon touch?
No, I don't much.
Got it. Lucas seems to be finishing racking whatever it is that he's doing. Pulls his weapon up and starts looking around. Does a quick head count. One of you's missing. Who is it?
Odette!
What is going on here? Do you know how these things work?
Yeah, you should really not be touching that thing.
I'm not touching it.
Where is she?
Do you want to find her?
Yeah. Pausing for dramatic effect. Yes.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think we're all on board.
Let's
with
fucking
finding
go
her.
as
Let's-
quick as we can.
Let's do it.
You're not gonna like it.
Don't fucking
And he
care.
turns and starts walking. Doesn't even pay attention to the other ones.
Following.
Are we following you?
Yeah. What?
Well, I mean, do you know how to navigate the forest?
Oh.
No, oh yeah. No.
Fan has gotten us lost many times. So
Very well.
I am
No.
right on that ass.
That shouldn't be much of a problem. Seems they have their quarry for now. So. He starts leading you through the forest. This is a lot more
Eat that one
sloppy.
as we walk away.
It's still alive. So.
That's fine.
Where's
They're
Gus?
just gonna
Is he
fight
staying
each other
behind or?
as we're leaving.
Gus
I don't know what
is
happens. I don't
following
care what
you and
happens.
looks very confused.
Okay.
I want to say to Gus, hey
Were they-
Gus,
I don't remember Gus's accent. Don't talk to him.
never mind. You carry on.
Silently throws a thumbs up.
Listen here, you orange-haired fuck. Follow us.
He's a human, right? I don't remember anything about Gus. He was a made-up character. It was
He was an
spontaneous
old
thing.
man.
He was old. I remember he was old.
He was dressed in orange.
Yeah, he
which
was
is
dressed
why
in
I put
orange,
the
yeah.
face on the map.
He had a cart. Had some.
Magic items.
Yeah.
Then I was going to tell him that if another battle starts, he should be handing those out.
Asshole.
And then hiding.
He makes it very clear to you that he is not equipped for battle. He's
Not
just
asking
kind
him
of
to
a
battle.
purveyor.
I'm asking him to hand
battle.
out the weapons and then leave and hide.
You guys walk for quite some time. It's
What's going on?
a hefty journey, and you start getting to the end of your ability to stay awake normally. Like you're starting to feel exhausted.
I'm pushing through it.
How much time has passed?
It takes about 10 hours of following him.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
What about
good.
me?
At one point, I'm just gonna good berries and split it with Monaco.
Um,
It's just 5 HP.
as
It's
you
better.
reach the 9th and a half hour, you guys all start to pick up this sound. Very familiar sound of a trickling, burbling river. Some sort of creek.
Rick.
As you walk forward a little bit more, Lucas has his hand up. He looks very somber. And he kind of points. And what is beyond him is this massive boulder that is about half exposed into the ground with a huge fissure in the middle of it.
That's not the same one. Is that the same one? It's the
Same
same
one.
fucking
No!
one.
I've been waiting for this for so long. I'm march forward.
Hold on there, partner. You guys get how this works, right?
No, tell me how it works. I'm about to do it. Tell
I
me how it works.
understand it. Shows
Any
you your
directions?
fear.
Tell me.
What are you most afraid of right now?
Not finding Odette.
Odette being dead.
Me
Dead,
staying
dead would
undead.
be
Count-
an ease on the mind.
I would
would
agree
Me
with
say.
staying undead, but that doesn't scare me because I'm undead, so.
I would
To end up like him.
agree with that.
If you love her enough, if you're that afraid,
Yeah.
chances are it'll take you what you're afraid of.
So if I focus on her not being dead, does that help?
Are you afraid
How do
of
I
her now?
conquer
I'm
this?
going in. I'm going in.
I need to
Right
find
after.
her. I need to find
You all
her.
go as
I'm
a-
going
As
in.
As a group,
Cool.
Will we go
Going
as a
in.
group though?
mellows out. I'm gonna stay here. You don't want to
Should
know
we-
what I'm afraid of.
Should we link arms?
Going in.
Whatever you feel like.
If you
Rope me
don't,
off.
then.
Rope me off. Rope
we
it off.
need to
Let's
link
go.
arms and go in. Let's
We
do
all
this.
rope together. We're walking in this fissure. We're going in.
Are
We're
we
finding.
roping together? I don't
Can-
mind doing
can-
that.
can
I'll
we
pull
hum?
y'all.
You were never like that before.
I'm a pan flip the fuck out of this.
Yes.
when
Where's the pan flute?
Chris gave whenever he wants.
It's that song's turn. Get it going.
All right. We're tied together. We're going in.
Yeah.
Are we doing
And
like
I'm gonna
monkeys
keep
in a barrel?
Guanaco extremely close.
You guys start heading down the gentle slope. There's a couple moments where it becomes less gentle. You slip. You approach the opening to this rock, and you turn around and look, and you can see Lucas standing with his crossbow, and Gus kind of twiddling his thumbs nervously. All eyes focused on you.
You don't talk
Who's-
much, do you, Gus?
Forgot my accent.
Single thought.
it's-
Looking for Odette.
Dude, it's awful because like I have to go back and watch things. I'm like, when did I say that? And then I just have to end up watching the whole episode. Single thought.
Yep. Single thought. Odette. Finding her.
Odette. Who's going in first?
I'll go in first.
Right behind it.
I'm gonna
Right behind
make
you.
sure I'm in the back just holding the rope, so if I have to yank everybody out, I can, since I no longer have the heavy horse with me.
The moisture that is built up on the rock as the night air starts to cool everything around it, the condensation glistens as the moon starts to lend whatever light it can through the canopy. You feel the crunching of detritus and leaves underneath your feet, and there's this almost like palpable tension as you breathe out. You can feel your lungs striving to refill. Your heart start beating through your chest, remembering the last time that you were in here, and the things that you saw. You try to push it down and push it away
Must
because
find her.
the things that make you afraid now
I've been eating
are
the whole
much
time.
more real and much more present.
Yeah, it's like I
You round the first corner, the
Yep.
bend, that takes you more to the center of this device, this structure, and you wait for a moment. There's this pause, this pregnant
She's pregnant.
waiting for it. Just
Thought I was.
horrible moments.
I kissed her once.
Your legs start to lock up in terror as you can hear this whipping of wind around you. It starts as just a quick pulse and develops as you take another step forward and another step forward
I'm gonna inspire
into
myself.
a howling. What's the maelstrom of wind? Go ahead and
Can I get
inspire yourself.
country of origin, please?
Question mark?
You said maelstrom. I just need to
Maelstrom?
know what the country of origin is. Can
I
you
think that's
spell it for
English.
me?
Maelstrom?
Yeah, can you spell it?
M-A-L-E-S-T-R-O-M. Maelstrom.
Use it in another sentence besides the one that you originally used it in.
Maelstroms are very detrimental to wooden ships.
What?
Maelstrom.
Is there a piece of equipment in this? I'm missing something.
No. He's asking me to define a.
Is that F-U-C-K-Y-O-U?
A maelstrom, a
Fuck you.
powerful whirlpool
We did that.
in the sea or river, a situation or state of confused movement or violent turmoil.
Oh, that would definitely describe. Yeah.
Just kidding. Honestly, I'm just joking. I need the other one too. I think the word that you wanted to use or could have used was foliage, but I think it started with a D.
Detritus?
So yeah.
Detritus.
So country of origin again, please.
Detritus is just crap on the ground.
I was silently applauding your vocabulary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was.
I read as a child.
I was like, I like
I
that
just
word.
used
I
that
would've
word the
used
other day.
foliage.
as well.
Yeah.
Find out what the word of the day is
Yeah.
in this room.
Watch more here. I literally sometimes I go on the internet and I'll open things up and I'll just look up words to figure out what they mean. Like, what's a weird word that you don't know? Here's one. Dillagroot. Dillagroot is a type of porridge.
Ooh, that just sounds yummy.
Sounds useless to
Dude,
know.
it sounds gross.
It was some diligent.
It was the password to the Gryffindor common word in book 2.
Of course it was. I'm surprised it wasn't
Porridge
something
for the
like
kid.
Dillagroot
Anyways.
sounds like a spice. Yes,
So-
I'd like some Dillagroot on my soup, please.
You guys, as you step through, there's this flash of energy, and what you would expect to be, it sounds almost like a lightning bolt, this crackling static as the air around you becomes extremely ionized. You can feel the hairs on your arms start to stand up on end, and there's this smell of sulfur, this overwhelming pungent aroma that starts wafting over you, and that flash as it arcs across the sky above you, it's like it's tearing. It's not a lightning strike. It's like the world above you is starting to rip apart, and on the other side is this very dark, ruddy red sky that seems to be full of debris that's floating through the air, and it looks like it's a very tumultuous atmosphere. It makes your heart skip a beat for a moment as you look up and you
Can I yell Odette?
go for it.
Odette!
You don't hear anything. But as you take your next step forward, this very sharp feeling in your mind, this feeling in your soul, I take it back. Your spell's gone. It's been 10 hours.
Fuck, it has been 10 hours. Holy shit.
You cross a few more cracks, a few more crevices, a couple more pockets. As your hands trace the wall of this rock, trying to steady yourselves, it becomes incredibly warm. And the moisture seems to be gone now. And as you look down, you're no longer standing on foliage. You're standing on dirt and rock, granite. And as you reach your hand around what appears to be the last bend, you look out and you can see the other side of this boulder. And it opens up onto this desert, somewhat potentially tropical. It's a very strange mix of ecosystems. The sandstorm that appears to be blowing through right now obscures a lot, but in these small breaks that you can make out something in the distance, you see these beautiful mushroom-like structures that seem to have enveloped onto the ground, protecting their the majority of their stem. But looking at it, you're like, I've seen mushrooms like that, except for the fact that they're giving off these neon glows, this beautiful light that seems to just be a beacon. And as you notice the first one, it appears to be this vibrant blue. You look off, and just past it, you swear you can make out a green. That might be a yellow. It might be a trick of the eye. As you come around, your whole group taking its last final breath inside this stone, you guys are at the precipice of it, and the next step will lead you into whatever this place is.
So are we like in an English class? I feel like I'm in like beginner Spanish where I'm starting to learn new words.
Too many big
but
words.
You know what I
Too
mean? Like,
many big
I'm
words.
starting to learn new words and I understand like the context of the word.
Yeah,
but I've never really heard it before.
Context
That's
clues.
just a hunter problem.
Context
Because it's all
clues.
coming in over here.
Fan is
Read a
gonna
book.
Listen,
Read a book.
Matthew, we understand that you read a lot, and we understand that these fantasy writers like to use
You're a
these
numbers
words that
guy.
make
I get it. You're a
that make
numbers
them
guy.
sound
You're a
so much
numbers
greater
guy.
than they are. It's kind of like when someone tries to explain a business to you, and they get you really going with words, and then they show you the numbers, and you're like,
No.
oh, so you're a fucking fraud. Okay, I understand what you're doing. Magic man
Yeah.
over here, right?
Yeah. It's called I like to say I'm a brewer of bullshit.
No, you're not. I mean,
No.
the
I
words
make
make-
the homebrew
word-
bullshit.
You are.
They
Yeah.
do, they do, but the words make sense. I'm just like, I feel like I'm in an English class. Like, I'm in like English 405 where my teacher's just trying to sound smarter than I am, and I'm like, it's a great word. I've never heard of that before, but I'm sure it's what it is.
Well, I appreciate that.
You have a good
You're my
word
hero.
there.
You're my hero.
Are we at the point of exhaustion?
You're feeling it. It has
How?
been a long
You can still be
time.
exhausted when you're in like a magical different when you're in a different realm.
You're not in
You
it
still
yet.
have an expendable amount of energy.
That's still you.
Would I have been able to zone out into my
You're probably high alert right now.
the whole
It's
10
not-
hours we were walking?
So you can exercise.
I can do light exercise, and I think walking kind of counts as light.
I don't know. It was pretty. I mean, it was,
We're
it
talking
was a
about
good
100
hike, dude.
assholes here. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's light exercise.
Seeing what we're seeing, Fan, and gonna kind of
Once Odette
slowly
was captured, yes,
kind
but
of move us
beforehand, not
forward,
necessarily.
see if everyone wants to kind of scoot in. Like,
Where are we safe?
I'm going in.
Just,
Are we-
Do we
in
know
safe
from
zone?
experience where we're safer right here before we enter or after when we enter?
we don't know.
Like right
We
now,
haven't
We're in a
gone this far.
magical force. It ain't very safe. I don't think it's gonna be a different situation. It can
Going
be
in.
worse. You know what I mean?
I'm
There
pulling the
is
rope,
there
we're
is the
going
devil
in.
you know. There's that.
What'd you say?
The devil you know. The devil you know is safer than the one you don't.
I have to
That's
find
a
Odette.
butchering of it.
That's assuming that we know the actual full devils of that forest. I think that.
So should we sit where we are and just
It's a mystery
take a
both
short
ways.
rest? So you guys aren't exhausted?
Odette could be dying at
Oh, that's
this
an
very
ex-ambassador's
moment.
song.
Yeah, I'd like to get a move on. but-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no.
think I would love
Better
to
the
keep
devil
going.
you know than the devil you don't.
I say
Is
Debbie
how.
starts a new character early.
No! I'm not losing that horse ass.
I say you find a
I
stunning
second
new-
that one totally.
We can.
Listen, I got shit to do.
Are we voting or to go in or not?
We're going in.
All right, I vote to go in as well.
I'm going in as well. Full
How do you
force.
feel?
I'm not staying by myself. I want to stay with Lucas. So I guess I'm going in.
You
Notice
guys-
how he says he wants to stay with Lucas. Has
No, I
nothing to
know.
do with us.
No, I said if I wanted to stay, I would have stayed with Lucas. I'm
Yeah.
not staying
Oh,
at the end of
okay,
this
okay.
small half tunnel thing that we're in.
You taking these steps out, you start kind of peering
Debbie
around.
gets it now.
Through the
And-
mountain.
You start peering around it. So you
Love
have
will
to
guide you.
shelter your eyes.
Tunnel buddies?
It is
Grab your
horrible here.
tunnel, buddy.
It's hot. It is. The sand as it blows through the air stings on your skin.
Would you
Except
say
you.
it's like an Arabian sandstorm?
Are we like in
Pretty
Dante's Inferno kind of feel?
I feel pretty
Oh,
alright.
such a good game.
Huh?
Would I feel at home?
It's familiar to you. It doesn't change the fact that it still hurts, but it's familiar. You're probably the only one that doesn't have any problem with it because you're completely
Yeah, right.
gowned up
And dead.
and dead.
And just completely
Um,
numb to everything that hits me.
Realizing that you guys are pretty fucking tired at this point and don't know where you're going, looking around, the best forms of shelter are probably going to be. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Go killer dice.
And I'm going to throw
You've been
my
passed on. We still have
inspiration
wands.
dice.
What?
We still have wands, don't we?
23.
Actually, Fan has my wand. I was gonna ask you for that back, actually.
13.
That ain't gonna happen, brother.
What the fuck
Fan.
do I have?
You're pretty familiar with survival situations, and looking around now's not the time to travel.
Maybe
The
eventually.
book that means
Um,
nothing to me.
Now's
There
not
is-
the time to what?
Huh?
Yeah,
Not the time to
no,
what?
It's not the time to travel.
Okay.
Looking around, you can
Didn't I
see
say that?
We should
Um,
bump down.
it's probably about that time, and as you kind of like push everyone through at that last moment, you're like, all right, where's the, and it's extremely disorienting. Cast of vertigo, if you will. as you turn around to look at the rock that you passed through, and it's not there.
Go.
You stand alone, your group, at the top of a somewhat rocky dune-like structure. There are mushrooms around that are... Mushrooms are pretty fantastic. They're about 20 feet tall.
Shit.
Their caps look like they would spread out maybe about 30 feet. But right now they seem to be drawn
Do
down.
not take a bite of that fucking mushroom.
Mushroom caps, dude.
Are we bordering the ethereal plane?
There is all sort of... It is not the ethereal plane. Anyone that is proficient with Arcana can make an Arcana check if you like.
Not proficient.
I am. Left hand. That was close. It's close.
Almost fucked up there.
So do you call that a stranger roll because it's not your
14.
hand?
Alright, we never went over how much area these little flicky things that we have cover.
The Dutch dice.
Oh,
Our
the
wands.
invisible thing.
Our invisible wands. What's the area they
Dutch
cover?
dice.
Because we never went over it,
Oh.
but more than one person was
Dutch
able to
rudder?
fit underneath it.
Oh, Dutch rudder? No, that's when
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
You
that's
have
the
the hand
big
of
when you
your
area.
stand
From
face
what
to face
you've
with
been able
someone,
to
you
discern of
jerk
it.
off their arm while they jerk
Make a
off
history
your
check
arm.
for me.
So
You
you
make a
hold your
history check.
cock,
You're
and they move
you're just
your
gonna
arm.
remember. It's
Me and Guan.
looking
Strangers,
back.
you sit on it
So yeah,
Yeah,
so you know that
and
right
then
now.
you go bop,
You
bop,
know
bop.
that personally.
Yeah, me and Guanapo, because I had Guanapo come underneath
Yes.
me when I met
So
Stranger
as of
roll.
right now, you know that the strange flicky wand things can cloak whoever's holding it and one other person.
Fran, I really think you should give that back to me.
Yeah, you can have it back. I thought it was something else for some reason. It just like
It just makes me, I'm just very weak, and if I take
Yeah,
it,
yeah, no,
I'll
no.
fucking die. So
you need it. Yeah.
it just makes more sense. If you want to borrow it, I'm
No. I'm
totally fine spreading the wealth.
I'm in this like other alternate reality. I have dreams about this other one that I thought it was, and
Oh,
I mixed it up. Yeah,
fair
my
enough,
bad.
fair enough.
A
Thank
Dutch
you.
roll.
I will put that back in.
Sickle Dutch.
It is not the one you think.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm not giving that to you.
Yeah.
Why would I give it? I spent like $800 on that thing.
That's like where my
Guanapo, as everybody kind of futzes around you, you're just like, fuck this. And
So-
you just go crawling underneath one of the mushroom caps and looking inside. This is a great little hideout.
I did my Arcana check.
Doesn't someone
is
have
probably
a
Shadowfell.
box with a
What?
rope?
Shadowfell, the shadow plane.
Shadowfell?
It is the exact
Rock,
opposite of the ethereal
hideout.
plane.
Okay. When I did detect magic, what
That's true.
exactly did I see? Was
Okay.
it similar to the other planes?
It is. The mushrooms are magical.
Yeah.
Clearly.
There's no way a mushroom grows this way as a normal mushroom.
Now, when you say that the magic
You don't
mushrooms,
get any. You don't get any menacing vibes from them.
Do they
you
look
are-
poisonous? Like,
They don't appear to be, except for maybe the phosphorescent glow that they're giving off. But
Can I make like a survival check and
as
see
you
if
kind
they're
of like,
edible?
go for it.
I have advantage on survival.
Surprise, here he goes. Nat
Luca
one, nat
is
one.
becoming
Gonna
more
get the double
agitated,
nat
and
one.
her skin and features start to fluctuate.
Yeah, and it's this
Immensely.
like hodgepodge, this
Nice.
menagerie of people that seem to appear. There's one eye that's
24.
green, there's one eye that's brown. There's blonde hair here, there's brown hair here. It's long, it's short, it's boy,
You're
it's
like
girl.
a scanner darkly.
It's young, it's old. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like popping in and out. It's hard to focus.
24, can I eat the mushrooms?
You take a bite of the mushroom.
I didn't say I want to take a bite of it. I
Oh.
didn't want to see if I
Yeah,
can.
it's totally edible. You looking at it, it has a soft enough flesh that you are able to take a bite out of it, and you do not get the idea
Hey, butt
that
scratch.
you would die
Let's scratch
if you immediately took a bite of it.
Does Guanapo see what's happening?
He's inspecting the outside, I'm assuming. I just said you were going in for flavor.
I want to just keep an eye on to see if he bites it because I'm really curious.
As you kind of poke your head out, you're just watching him
I'm
and
gonna
just
take a
waiting.
bite. I'll take a bite. Yep.
And
You
I'm
kind of reach your fingers into it and pull out like a sensible amount. Stick it in your mouth and chew it.
2 inches deep, man.
That's tarry, but
Sorry.
not totally indelible.
Guys,
It's-
if you're hungry,
It'll
this won't
do.
kill you.
I'm gonna go follow Guanapo underneath the thing.
Yeah, you as you push up,
Sorry, go ahead.
the curtain of the mushroom kind of relieves as you go underneath it. Guanapo, you're staring up at Nabuntosh as he takes his bite.
I want to watch him for a minute, and if it seems like nothing happens, I'm gonna kind of look up underneath the canopy of my mushroom and start just taking little pecks out of it. Kind of like I'm in the Willy Wonka factory and just pulling off like
I want this one.
candies
And I want
and
this
stuff,
one.
yeah.
I want this one. The flesh that's underneath it is long and stringy, but it seems to be some sort of. It looks a little contracted right now, like it's purposely trying to stay up there. And as you kind of take little bits out of it, you can see small tremors in the flesh that just kind of make you feel like maybe like when you cut a string and tension kind of releases a little bit. You take these small pecks. I mean, are you just going for little tiny itty bitty samplings, or are you going?
Samplings, yeah.
Okay. Are you guys going underneath as well? I'm assuming.
I'm freaking out and I'm pacing underneath now to
Okay.
the thing.
Yeah, go on, Poke. You think we should get in your little cube for the night? How long does that thing last? Oh, an hour. Okay.
I'm flicking at a distance, and I'm just gonna watch everybody.
I
I'm
think
just gonna
this
be
is-
like this. I'm gonna wave at them so they know where I'm at, and I'm just gonna
I'm
flick.
flicking away, man.
Are you?
I just
So
think
they're
he's dead, he
underneath
just
a
flicks it off.
mushroom. It's
I'm
about.
watching from a distance. I want to watch as they,
Stick to
because I can see
fan
people
space.
fucking with the mushroom. I can see people
I see.
eating the
Yes.
mushroom. I
So
can see
you're-
the boontosh giving everyone permission to touch this mushroom.
So you're
I do not
staying
trust-
outside of it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, even as you sit here, it's a little loud. The wind kind of like rushing past your ears. What's strange to you about this whole experience is that the presence that has been kind of dominating your subconscious, the tether seems to be weakened. And you feel, for the first time in a long time, like you kind of have command over your future. You have, what's the word I'm looking for?
An epiphany.
You are the steward of your own being for the first time in a very long time.
That's my biggest fear.
I'm.
Didn't you say everything that we are is my biggest fear? And when we come down here, it's not
I
that.
was just in the rock. Should we be making camp here? Seems like a non-windy, safe place.
Yeah, it's loud as you can
Not
hear the
knowing.
wind kind of howling, and it's a little bit of an echo too, but I mean, it's better than it was outside. That's
I'm
for
willing
sure.
to keep watch while you guys all rest if that's what you want to do.
Fine. I'm gonna lay flat on my back and just pass out.
Dirt and shit is
Attempt to.
blasting up on you,
I'm in
but
trance.
Oh, I'm underneath the mushroom.
yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
mushroom doesn't go all the way down, so
What
there's
am I
just
doing?
little bits and bursts.
Yeah, where the fuck is she?
You actually don't have to sit here if you don't want to.
You're gone.
Wow, savage.
That was,
Right?
you are
wanna
not
go
necessary.
I don't want you to go outside. If you want to stay here just for the collective fun of it, you are absolutely
Oh,
welcome
this gives
to.
me so much
But
anxiety.
it is going to be a very sleepy experience for you.
Am I gonna fall asleep over here?
Animal Crossing is calling.
Bring it
I
to
actually
Switch.
haven't played that game in like 2 months.
Oh,
What are
wow.
you talking
What?
about, dude?
You
You were
haven't
playing
done
it like
virtual
a
chores?
week ago,
Holy
2
shit.
weeks ago.
No.
You were giving her flowers or some shit.
That was a while
Like a
ago.
long time ago.
Yeah.
My God.
Are you both
You know,
quit?
Nintendo literally
I
had
haven't
people
been able to
doing
play it,
chores
I'm so busy.
online, but
Are you
not in
taking
real
a break?
life.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's the most
Animal
amazing thing of
How'd
all.
they do that?
I love Animal Crossing, but Stardew Valley.
Honestly,
is where
I need to
Water
calculate
plants.
and
Stardew
understand
She was
what
obsessed
they
with
did.
Stardew
Tell
Valley.
me about
They
it.
gave them bells.
It's
It's
Yeah.
more,
That's
it's
the
more of an
Halloween stuff
English
then?
experience than it is a numbers experiment.
Yeah.
But no, it's not even that. It's like, hey, I'll give you flowers if you go wash the
Stardew.
dishes and do the trimmings. Like, oh my
It's on the Switch.
flowers.
No, but like,
Roses, a
literally,
garden in
what
my backyard.
what am I doing?
Wow.
Do
What
I
we talked
even-
about.
I know, but
Can she do anything?
can I do anything?
Can you make any choices right now?
Yeah.
I personally, and this is a personal opinion,
Just do it. Just tell her. Just let her
there
know.
is what we discussed,
Yeah.
and I like more of the mystery of it
Okay.
No.
than to delve openly.
Okay.
But if you want to, we definitely can. It's just going to be
No, that's
more difficult because we're going to be like, okay,
Sidebar.
5 minutes here, sidebar, 5 minutes here, sidebar, which we can do. It's manageable,
fine. No, that's fine.
but
better for the stream.
I'll go brush my teeth.
have fun. We love you.
Alright, well, after hearing Mike's monologue about where Debbie is, I say we fucking ditch her and
No!
we just figure
Nope.
out how the fuck to get out of here because
Nope.
that is ridiculous.
You find sleep. It is
Just
not very restful, but it's enough.
I don't have the rumped up ass to snuggle next to.
The wrong
Don't worry, you got got my flat, skinny bone ass. I'm dead ass.
Yeah.
It's just like
I'll
Back
kind
there,
of
like,
like.
stick my foot in your crevice of death. Trying to snuggle you.
I'm just
Well,
gonna give you
we
a
should
big
probably
wowzers.
keep her a little company a minute.
As you
I will sit
sit,
close to
Guanapo
Odette as
peeks
well.
up from underneath the mushroom and goes,
that's
Luca.
gone. Yeah.
I'm gonna snuggle up to Guanapo.
Perfect.
Hardcore snuggle up against.
He is so warm and fluffy, and
It's like a
Die.
down blanket.
it's it's
I
great.
didn't
Cheating on you,
know
And
Dad.
he-
She's cheating on
his
you,
little-
Dad. You
his
literally
little
left.
bird heart
You just
just
have this big conversation with Mike.
ticking
Don't
away,
tell
but,
me
like,
what your character's
Aw.
done.
it's still
Nah, you
so
cheated on Debbie.
relaxing.
I really don't know exactly what I'm doing.
The night passes. You wake up. You don't feel so great.
Me?
You feel a little
Oh, 'cause
nauseous.
I ate
Not too nauseous. The thing that is the best is you find a Boomtosh sitting up against the stalk
Heard that.
of the mushroom, and he just has the most pale look on his face, and there is like moisture that's on his chin, and his eyes, his pupils are different sizes.
I rolled a 24 on my survival check, and you were giving me this crap now.
And you had a really fun night
But
of seeing pretty colors and
So it's poisonous to animals.
having like just a really wonderful time soul searching. You were aware of your
Did
surroundings
you eat the mushroom?
and you were able to make good decisions,
no.
but like
I just sampled it.
you got to have great talks. You got to have
With
like
himself?
just wonderful,
His alter ego?
almost out of body experiences. Is great. It was just wonderful.
Okay.
But you're not out of it. You're just, he looks like he might be suffering from some sort of poisoning,
Oh, does anyone have any?
like food poisoning.
Oh, so not deadly?
It's not
Potion,
dying.
upgrade, or healing.
It's like a very minor thing.
I might let
And
out a
the-
squirt or two.
Yeah, the
No.
overwhelming feeling
Whoa.
of needing to shit is just pressing down on you at this point.
Oh.
But
So
you
would
have
say it's
not
like Rum's
left.
quality kind of feeling? Okay.
Like for every pump in my Eldritch
So
Blast.
that's a
Do
Yeah, just a little
not
squirt.
trust
Those-
a fart.
Those Hershey squirts.
So she's got the back end drip, is what they like to call it.
Ooh.
Exactly.
At Hershey's Fall at Hershey Park.
This is getting vivid for me. I'm regressing.
I mean,
As
Hershey's,
you guys
Hershey's
come
Park,
to,
TM.
you realize that the envelope of the mushroom has opened up, and what you're staring at is this really, truly inspiring landscape.
Do we all get a long rest?
You all get a long rest.
Cool. I'm gonna locate creature when I get the chance.
The sky has moved away from its red color and is more of this like teal, deep neon.
The mushroom?
No, this guy. They're, kind of pockets of pink that kind of explode up from the horizon. It still is dark. Like even as you put your hand out, like there's not really sunlight here. It's more like a abstract background lighting. And looking down at the ground, it is this deep brown color, and there are mushrooms every probably 100 or so feet between each other, and they're massive. Looking off in the distance, you can see none of you actually have that 1 feet. So you looking around, you're like, nope, there's a north here. There's a north here, and it's that way. And as you kind of like focus in on north, you can see sticking out of the ground like these monolithic pillars that arch over each other. There's this mirrored image of spikes that seem to curl towards each other, with these long strands of moss that seem to be hanging down off of them. There is these yellow smoke trails that seem to come up in different areas all around you. There are large plants that spread out with these massive fronds that have this bluish, deep blue, green, sea green color to them. It is, where you're at is very dry, it would appear, but everywhere around you in the periphery seems to be like some sort of mix of tropics and prairie. It's very strange.
So is this like Land Before Times 3?
Feels like that.
I'm gonna locate creature, or attempt to.
You focus on the spell and release, whispering Odette's name as you do. You, for a moment, there's nothing.
So dead has an object.
And as you start to
Here's a
collapse inwards, as you start to
location.
give in to the depression,
What?
there's this ping of like,
It's only up to a certain amount
she's
of
moving
feet if you're trying to do it.
that way. And you just start walking.
Future.
Following her.
Yep. I'm gonna start walking.
Okay.
On the march.
The walk takes you onward and upward. There's this whole rolling hill system that you seem to be in. That, like, you know, you walk into these troughs and then to these peaks. And as you walk, you're getting closer and closer to more of the jungle-esque
You get a
side.
What direction are we heading?
You're heading north,
What's
northeast.
the name of that?
It's,
Sword.
it's more, I would say it's more east than anything.
More east than
Yeah.
northeast?
North,
I'm gonna
east
go
by
for
northeast.
a locate object for the Dawnbringer because we had such a good connection. So it's 1,000 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and then if
She's
it's
also
not,
doing the
if
same
it's
thing.
not
How long is
1,000
yours
I'm
left?
doing creature and he's doing
But it's a
yeah.
general direction I get.
yeah
If I don't
concentration
locate.
for an hour.
And you get the same thing, right? What I'm telling you
haven't
is,
told us which direction.
yeah, no,
You've
she's
told us there's a true
north by
north.
northeast. There's a true north, and you guys are walking northeast-ish,
No, but it's not
somewhere
discern
between
that.
east and northeast.
Yeah,
He's
I
able to
always know
discern
where
that.
north is.
He always knows where north is.
Okay.
I didn't think that we were. I thought that we were not being given a direction.
No, she got a pang of where Odette was, and we started walking towards that.
And he
I
can
know
tell.
that it was east when we were with Lucas, right? There was like this sense
The
of
king
east,
of east.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying now you said that it's north. We're traveling north.
Yeah,
He
no,
knows. So
she got
he one of his feats, like you have
Locate
different
object
feats.
or whatever.
Well, you have sharpshooter, right?
Yeah.
One of his feats is that he always knows where north
north.
is.
Yeah.
He can always tell you which direction north is. So based on that, he can be like, well, that's east, and that's west, and that's south.
That makes sense.
And based on the direction you guys are walking, you're somewhere between east and northeast.
And that's where she got the pang.
And that's-
of Odette.
Outside.
So
the rock.
he's
So
following
she's
her.
still pinging.
Yeah.
Well, you
She's
woke
got
up
an
and
hour,
cast
right?
locate
An
person.
hour?
I cast locate creature.
And it's good for an hour.
Yes, concentration.
She's concentrating on this spell and going the direction that she can feel Odette in.
So if we touch fingertips, can we like pinpoint?
So after an hour, I need you to
Exactly.
locate object.
Exactly.
Alright, I didn't
So
know
you
she
can
just
take
cast it.
turns.
I thought the last time she cast it was when we were with Lucas and he said east.
Yeah.
So
You
can I
know.
take mine back and then in
Make
an
the
hour
dream work.
recast it, or as a learning mistake, use the spell slot?
Yes. No. That's. I will allow it. Once her spell ends, that yours picks up.
Okay.
You
no
guys
matter
can tag
what.
team
No
that.
matter what.
You
Even
guys-
if we find her, I will put my spell slot.
Yeah. We here in the mortal realm, you know, as you know, Hunter and Chris and Mike, we don't know how these things work sometimes, but you, as your character, definitely know how these things work because they're features that are native to your character. So,
Yeah, so I was raised.
No, that's fine. I just didn't know she just used it, so even if we find Odette, I'll still bring the
no
spell
worries,
slot.
Sue. No worries.
The
Oh,
hell?
Yo, Chris, that was a great throw.
That was so great.
That was about
You
as
guys,
good as Carson
walk
Wentz.
on.
Seemed
Onward.
like safety quality there.
For the better part of
Right
30
over.
minutes before you
Maybe a
hit
kicker.
the edge of the forest. The smell of wet earth and mold and different types of kind of like degrading material
Really?
washes over you. Yeah, it's very decomposition, if you will.
Matthew, you're on video right now.
There is
talking about
nothing
my
better
undead
than being
underwear?
scratched on the back.
No shame.
So are we talking about my undead underwear?
I was gonna say,
Everyone's
weren't
starting
we
to get a
accustomed
fresh
to
sniff?
his
It is.
stench?
Is everyone starting to get a
Who's
fresh
musk?
sniff from underneath my
Interestingly,
Uh-huh.
although you have decayed in the sense of like when things hit you, you don't feel so great.
You're gonna stop it over there.
You have
Real.
never
Almost
really had a
done.
problem with smells because bacteria are not interested in whatever you're made out of. You're not decomposing.
You
You're
hear
just
that,
gross.
ladies? Don't you worry. There's no stank coming off of this man.
Oh my god.
You guys wander forward, continuing. Jeezy, Pete's. Continuing your adventure.
Can we
These-
be at a light jog, at least to kind of
Kind of move
move a
forward
little
through.
bit faster? Yeah.
Okay. Let me
In
find
through the
out.
nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth, right?
I'm assuming you're leading
Yes.
this at this
Did we
point.
ask? Do we know how we're supposed to get out of here? What were we told? Is it the
No,
same
we
way?
just went in. Unless you had a discussion with him when you were not with us.
Did I have a discussion?
Make
Can
a
it?
persuasion check, and my DC is really high. I said it at 19. hard, but at the same time, why do you have advantage on persuasion checks?
Persuasion and deception. You gave it to me.
God
Persuasion
damn it, I
is-
did.
I think I'm pretty sure I have a pretty high persuasion.
He has to
Can we
persuade
charisma
girls to get with him
as
some type of way. He has to
Hey.
in his body.
Persuasion. What would you set it at? 19?
19.
What if I am
Almost
19?
two
Is that
squares.
hit?
19 meets or beats, dude.
I'm 19.
Get him!
Come at us! You!
As Lucas had delved into his fears,
That was homebrew bullshit that helped
He-
us.
divulged information
street right
about a small village. This plain, although it is wild and horrible and terrible, everything in here is out to kill you.
Australia?
That's where I based it off of.
Yeah, literally sounds like
Boomerangs flying through the air.
Yeah, right.
Correct.
Look at that roo over that. Anyways, what were we talking about? Yeah, no. So, yeah, he told you there's a small village that maintains a certain amount of magical authority that supposedly they have a means of transporting people across plains. Supposedly.
Hey!
So the only way to get out of here is a small village, otherwise you're stuck once you enter.
That's the only place that he knew of.
So you can't just go back through the rock?
The rock's not there.
Hmm.
The rock is never truly gone, though. Dwayne Johnson's my
I
hero.
can smell what he's cooking, even from here.
yeah.
No, that might be.
How does he do it?
It's,
Oh, I
it's
wish
the
I could do
eyebrow.
that.
It's the classic eyebrow raise.
Whatever. Good.
Side note, we need to
This
make
is
my
horseshit.
watch the Egress episode.
Wedding's horseshit.
Oh yeah, you would love that episode.
That's bullshit.
You ever watch Adventures
We're
Time?
cuddle with Luna.
Yeah, so what are we,
No,
We've
There's
talked
one
about this.
episode-
We've talked
No,
about
Can we
there's
this.
just
one
keep
episode
going?
you would
We're just
love.
keep
Yeah,
tracking.
Keep tracking.
And as
Your
soon as
spell.
our beacons
I just
go
want
off,
to keep
we'll just
marching
keep
and
going.
marching and marching.
You, as you focus,
I'll be the best.
start to lose
Positive
that
thoughts,
direction, that sense of like she's moving.
words of affirmation.
And it wasn't moving very quickly, I'll tell you that. It wasn't moving very quickly. You pull up the idea of Dawnbringer in your mind as you cast the spell. And you get a slight ping for a moment, and then it stops. And then another slight ping, and then it stops.
So they're
And
not on the
another
same
slight
plane.
ping as it stops. It's here.
Does
But you can
Dawnbringer
only-
know anything?
Does Dawnbringer know anything?
Feel anything?
Feel anything? No.
She's in the other
She's on
plane,
another-
man. She's in the
She's
other
on another
plane.
It's
Yeah,
here.
they're playing.
It's here, but it's not. It's not quite near you. It's like it's moving like one step at a time. That's all you're getting.
So is it ping like
Quick
a,
little movement.
a submarine radar would?
It's like bing, boing.
Yeah, but are we faster? Are we moving faster than it's moving away from us?
Good question.
You're not sure if it's really moving away from you. There's just
Is it on top of us?
looking around. If it was within 1,000 feet, you would know.
Do we have to continue to move forward the way that we're moving?
You feel yes that where you're getting the information from is the direction that you have been headed.
Alright, do we see anything else around us besides mushrooms,
And-
foliage,
It is.
land before time 3?
It is Land Before Time 3, mixed with like magic mushrooms and just beautiful bright colors. It's like looking at the world in negative. Even the clouds are fluffy. These
It's like
beautiful.
It's like
cute-
HQ Smoke Shop mixed with Land Before Time 3.
You guys ever go do that 3D golf over in Gilbert off
Yeah.
of Cooper and Warner?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. It's just like that. It's fucking cool.
So let's
Check it out. It's super
I'm
awesome.
gonna call for an automatic trek, and until the DM feels like he has to intervene with a throw save, we go straight for Dawnbringer, or at least the general direction.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
March away.
feel the spell start to come to an end after an hour of walking. And you know the direction roughly based on where you've been traveling. You're pretty confident that you could lead them unless you guys want to particularly trace after things. And there
Well,
are
keep
there are
going until
moments
we need
where
rest.
like you lose Dawnbringer, and then suddenly it'll come back for just a quick split second.
In the same direction, though.
Same
So
direction.
would you say that this is like one of the entrances, like by Antarctica, like where the lizard people live? If you believe in,
If you believe in the lizard people,
yeah, if you believe that Antarctica is protected for a certain reason, where the Earth actually opens, and there may be
Like a
what we would
tropical
consider
community.
mole people that
Mole
live
people.
down
Hunter,
there.
can you bring your head back up? I think your ass is doing a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
What?
insane,
He's
really?
jumping into conspiracy shit here.
I've never
Dude,
heard
who
that
said-
in my life.
Wait, no.
who said
Never-
Brendan?
I don't want to go on
said
that sidetrack right now. We'll talk about that after. I want to play, but I'm
Okay.
like,
Bookmark
All
that
we've gone
for
on
next
like 20
conversation.
sidetracks
All,
today.
all you have to do is just look up why Antarctica is so protected.
You-
It'll all come up.
Yeah, that's dumb.
become
I don't
to the
know.
point where you're tired
Yeah.
and you need to rest.
Okay,
Daddy the
sleepy
baby
time.
Eleanor.
Go ahead and make.
Night night.
Who's
How long did we march?
You guys walked 8 hours.
What else
Okay.
did we see?
8 full hours. You can walk further if you want.
Let's rest. Let's get to it. We gotta keep going.
Yeah, let's. Yep.
I mean, I would love
I'll
to
stay watch
montage
again.
this, but I'm
Not gonna
afraid.
eat any mushrooms this time.
I'm not gonna. Well, there's no mushrooms at this point. The
Are
mushrooms
there any animals?
were behind
Okay.
you. Looking around, there are strange lizard creatures. They're very furry.
Oh.
They're small. They're
wanna blast one.
more. You blasted it,
Yes.
and it just like flies off.
Oh, I can't get it. Like you can't.
No, like you blast it and it just fucking.
I want to go grab it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
Did he
squirming, but
liberate it?
lightly. It's
Is it
barely
still alive?
alive. Yeah, barely.
I want to break its neck.
You break its neck and.
Jesus Christ.
Look in my pouch.
Put it in your
Interesting
pouch.
as hell.
Woof.
Fascinating.
Yeah, what the?
The loamy
This
earth
might
that's
taste delicious
underneath
later. We
you
don't know.
is just.
I always like to try new food
That
when I'm in
was
a new place. You know, you
cool.
never really
Wow.
understand the culture
Yeah.
until you eat the food, right?
I don't even know if that was food.
What's the lizard?
Well, not yet, but once I cook it over a fire.
And you broke it.
Are you guys all
That was-
sleeping
Well, it was
and then you
cooked
two are
up.
taking
That
a
was-
rest?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're doing the
Quick.
thing because they're people of descendants of some shit.
I'll meditate. He can have full awareness.
I'm watching.
Make perception checks.
Fuck.
Dun, dun, dun.
Left hand's got you beat today, buddy.
And then.
That's when
Not today.
Odette comes to you like a zombie. No, I'm just
No!
Thank God.
I swear I can't handle.
Maybe she'll flock to Conic then.
10.
No!
Swag.
Who's up there?
Oh my God, where the fuck are my abilities?
Do we have one more?
And I would like to definitely like pray to the goddess of Morgan before I
Morgan.
go to bed.
Is Morgan the same as my Morgan? Same Morgan I know?
It's the cleric.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would have skinned and tried to eat the
8 is for your mate, for King's Cup, so.
Go ahead and roll
at the 10.
a d10. Go ahead and roll a percentile die.
I forgot about the game.
Mike, I
Fuck.
feel like you need to start saying your plus ultra from now on.
Yeah.
I love that show.
I think you need
I
to
think
say
there are new episodes.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
did you
he's
see
like-
the one where I don't want to? Do you watch it?
We are, but we're slightly
Oh my
behind.
God! There's okay.
I think
So
'cause if you're
have you
watching
seen
in
the whole-
Japanese or
That was
English-
good.
I watch it in English. I'm not a reader.
Thank God.
Yeah, we do too.
yeah,
so
same here.
maybe
Okay,
we're fine.
perfect. Did you see the one where they fight
Spoiler
the?
alert for My Hero Academia.
Did you see the one where they fight the guy who does the dissolving and the rebuilding?
Fucking
Have you seen that?
You can eat that one because it's metal. I guess you could.
It's
yeah.
where
the
the
girl-
girl, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that fucking scene where he does the downward punch and it's just like it looks like a fucking acid trip. So cool.
the end of last season.
Oh, and Devlin.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Such a good episode. Anyways,
Yes.
It's gonna be a fat fucking
Okay.
1 for you.
One.
I hope it's.
Whoa, now
you're 10th place.
No, in a good way, right? It's a D. It's a good thing.
For what?
Usually when he asks you to
Oh,
roll, you
oh,
don't
He was
oh.
rolling in
lie.
10th place. I rolled
Okay.
the ones out of the 10.
Ooh!
That's bullshit. I rolled a fucking 1.
I rolled
How could you possibly
On a
get
10?
something good? What?
You're just you're picking the ones place.
0, it would be the best
Would
number
be a
you
10.
can get.
Yes.
I got a.
There's
1.
no good numbers and no bad numbers on this. There's
This
only
is just
things.
one of your
I have 100 things that could happen to you, and you picked the ones
Yeah,
place,
doesn't
and he
matter.
picked the tens place. You guys got a 21.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. It doesn't matter. There's good and bad. Sport. It could be anywhere in here.
Alright,
Fact is, you got a 21.
Redbeard, throw it out.
I'm actually Bugbeard.
Yeah.
You guys hunker down, back to back, watching these three sleep.
I'm cooking
You
my
can
lizard.
hear as you're cooking the lizard, this light fire, you're trying to keep
I
it
skinned it
really,
so it's
yeah.
got the fur's off.
You've done all the preparation that you can for it. Tasting it, it's very gamey, but palatable. As you take your second bite, you hear tss, and you look down, and there's this thin smoke trail, white, coming off of your fire. And you hear in the distance, and you look over, and you can see the black clouds, very fluffy. It's like looking at black cotton balls, are starting to converge together. And you see a streak of bright blue lightning that slaps the ground.
Okay, so I'm just
The
gonna.
storm is a brewing, boys.
I want to carefully try and catch a drop. I want to grab a stick from the fire, and I want to see if
It's hot. I mean,
yeah,
It's
the
not
range's
burning.
probably different somehow. No, I'm gonna grab a stick that's not burning. And I'm gonna try and like want to see what happens when the water hits it.
I want to grab.
it gets wet.
It doesn't look like it's like
Doesn't look like it's eating through it.
acidic
No.
or anything. Or
And you kind of like stick your finger out waiting for it, and a drop hits you like squarely on the eye, and like you're like, oh, 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 oh. No,
Like-
that's just water.
I like it.
Just water.
All right. Okay, so I'm just.
Are we underneath the mushroom or anything or no?
Yeah, we are.
No, we
There's
didn't.
no
have-
mushrooms.
There's no mushrooms. You guys
Oh,
are
there's
just
no
kind of
mushrooms.
camped out in a
Oh.
small clearing in a forest.
Oh.
Are we next to anything? Are we
There's a
underneath
large
the
tree that looks like it was kind of blown apart at one point, like it's rotting itself. There's one side that's a little bit taller, and then it has that kind of like speared concave to it. The roots look like they're kind of letting go of the ground. The tree's obviously dead, and it smells very earthy, very like going into a flower shop, basically. The fronds around you are starting to kind of rustle in the wind that's starting to build. There are some taller, normal-looking trees, and you guys have made it at this point. You're staring at the upper part as you kind of look up and over the foliage that's around you. You can see this bone-white structure that is kind of sticking out of the ground and arcing upward to a singular point. It's probably, based on what you've made sense of at this point, it's probably half a mile away from you, maybe a little more. And you can see another one that's kind of protruding a little bit, just barely over it. They kind of are in descending size, but they're not. I mean, you don't feel any beautiful business to go over there, or any dangerous stuff, or anything like that. And it's really as you're kind of observing those that you hear this another. And you look over, and you can see multiple lightning strikes in the area that you were just in. Just.
So does it feel like the storm's getting closer?
Mm-hmm. The wind's starting to pick up. The rain's getting a little bit heavier.
I cast detect magic. See if there's anything weird about the rain, or if I can get any kind of
It's only within
information.
30 feet of you.
Sure, but raindrops are they?
Aside from the things that your party carries, nothing really strikes you as magical.
I feel like this could be some sort of barrier that says, "Do not come closer to me." Like it's almost like a warning signal, almost like smoke and mirrors. Like we shouldn't go to the bone structures that we see. It's almost like a protecting aura or some sort of force field. I say we march into the storm.
You
And
think
The
as
storm
long as
is
everyone-
behind you from the direction that you've been traveling. The bones are to your left. Does that make sense?
Okay, so
So the storm's like chasing us from where we were?
Basically.
Okay, so never mind. So the storm is behind us. If we go towards the bones, are we going towards the last known location? Yes
No,
or
the bones are about a 90-degree angle from
Alright,
the
so
direction
fuck
you
that
went.
shit. We're
No,
going the
no.
other way.
keep going the same way we were going, I think is what we need to do.
I'm sleepy.
Well, after
It's been about 3 hours since they went to bed.
Alright, so let's just fast forward. We know we want them to long sleep. Do we need to roll another? Do me and him need to roll another?
I
He
want to
can
keep an
stay
eye
up.
on the storm. If it seems like it's getting just worse and worse and like scary, eventually I will wake up everyone.
At about the 5th or 6th hour, you start jostling people. Like, hey man, hey, and you like looking around, coming to. You guys are like, what? Like, fuck! And you open your eyes, and the wind is just whipping the trees around.
So that's
And
a
you
short
can feel
rest then.
I would say that
Splashes
this
of water,
seems to be
bright
some
lightning.
sort of maelstrom.
English in nature.
And I think that we should get out of here before we're attacked by some form of detritus.
Shit.
No.
Okay,
That's not what it
so
would
would
be.
that be
Detritus is
considered
shit
a
that's
short
underneath
No,
the
I
rest?
know, like with a wind whipping, like, have you ever heard of like a palm tree frond?
Yeah.
And hurricanes, they can like
What?
penetrate through shit. That's what I'm saying. Detritus.
Can we
Yeah.
consider that
Still
a short
hit
rest
you
since
in
you gave
heavy
us
wind.
5 hours? Thank you.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Palm trees can kill you in a hurricane.
Yeah. What do you want to
Crazy.
do now that you woke us up?
Just the leaves, yeah.
What do you want to do?
I think that we need to leave.
Cool. Let's
The storm is coming from where we were, so if we keep going, we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, getting away from the storm, hopefully, and going closer to Odette.
Cool. Last known location. Walking briskly. Maybe even running if we feel a little heat on our tail. Should we get montage?
From what I can tell, it is water. Maybe we should try and
Water.
get some water skins filled. Just a thought.
I mean, I would put my water sack on the back of Odette's back to collect water, but you know, she's not here.
The
Luca, we will find her. I promise you.
typhoon that seems to be blowing above you has a very mistral effect just above us.
Oh, dear Lord, have mercy.
Mistral means cool.
No, I haven't had
And,
English 202 or
yeah.
whatever to take this freaking D&D
Oh, this
session.
is for.
Anyways,
These are big.
This is for
This is not asking you to
400
read into
D&D.
Huckleberry and Finn. This is let me say really big words to you.
Frank
and try
Herbert.
to understand and keep.
Anyways.
Saying.
The wind starts blowing past you guys, and you have to like cover your eyes as things are being picked up by the wind and tossed about. You can hear the sound of trees that are old and rotted just. You don't see where they were at, but you can hear things falling around you, and you start rushing and rushing. I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws for me.
No, it's a different dice.
That
It'll be a group thing, so we'll see how the group does.
Dex save throw?
Dexterity saving throws.
That sucks,
I think
man.
we're all bad
I have
at this one.
+6 to my dexterity, and it is still not good.
12.
11.
I got 8.
14.
Damn, you guys.
What are you, Connor?
As
Hey,
you
hey,
start
hey, you're not
rushing
helping.
forward, Fen, you're doing the best out of everybody, and you kind of like realize that you're putting a little bit of pace between you.
It's my weight.
This is a very natural
Aren't we
feeling
still
environment
connected
for you.
by a rope?
You guys are still connected by a rope, because nobody said they were taking it off. And as you start to feel that tension behind you, you're like, God, what? And you turn around and look, and everybody's got this like dirty, filthy look on their face. They're all covered in just shit. And
It's like a
you're,
kid when they're camping.
Yeah.
You look at him, you're like, we've been here 5 minutes. What the fuck?
You got dirt on
you
your
have this look of like,
Grandpa.
you have this look of like, what the fuck? And then you hear this white noise, this as the ground underneath your feet starts to give out. Finn, you reach out and like grab onto the nearest
There's no
thing
place
to
like
you. It's a
home. There's no place
vine,
like home.
and the ground just sweeps out from underneath your feet. You look, and as you're holding on to this vine with all of your might, every single fiber
Yeah, I
in
want
your
to give
forearms,
myself resistance as I'm holding on to this.
you cast it, and you're holding for dear life. You look, you can see there's a river that is formed of just tidal
man.
water that is blasting through this forest, carving away at sections of it. It is not going the direction you wanted to go, and it just sweeps down. And the vine breaks, and you guys are cast aloft into this river. I need you.
I will die fighting Odette.
I need you guys to make Constitution saving throws for me.
Oh, God.
I need you guys to make new characters.
And this is where we started new DM.
I'm like the only one that does.
The left-handed roll let me down. No.
Oh, that's like, things are great. I made it back. Where is everybody? They died trying to find you.
What was the throw?
Constitution save.
6.
Yo, that's a young 4.
Young.
8.
Wow. This is not your guys' land, is it?
17.
Okay.
At least one of us.
He's already dead. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't need to breathe.
27.
You take 13 points of damage. You take 13 points of damage. You take 26, 26, and 26 points of damage. As you are blasted up
Holy
against
hell.
rock after rock,
I'm
trees,
dead.
just
Are you
all
dead?
sorts of.
Homer Simpson falling down the gorge.
Don't. You hit every sharp object, every bad thing. And it's only because
We're on a
Fan seems
damn
to
rope.
be so good at swimming and connected to the rope that you even have moments where you can come up for air. You don't have to breathe, so it's not even a huge issue for you. The river drags you guys along for what seems like 20 to 30 minutes, and it starts to die out. The storm, you've reached either the epicenter or the edge. You're not really sure at this point, but the water kind of slows enough that you manage to drag everybody up and out.
What direction did it take us?
Onto a
It
bank.
took you west, and then the turbulence of this water didn't really help with trying to keep.
I know where north
Where's
is.
north?
I know where north
Yes,
is.
but underneath the water, you're not really sure where you went
You
in
blow
that
bubbles,
process.
you see which way it goes.
I know
But
where north is.
you know that north is still that way. Like
Right.
it still feels like the same direction. The environment that you're in looks pretty close to being the same.
So we're kind of at like a stopping point, like we stopped and things have kind of.
Yeah, you guys have managed to get up onto a bank. This fan kind of drags the
Okay.
last of you out of the water. It's a very not good feeling.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Fan,
I'm
you're
gonna
my
cure
hero.
wounds.
Thank
Oh,
you
you
very
can
much.
do that.
I'm gonna-
Konak
yeah,
is
I'm gonna
also
cure wounds.
Okay, do you
helping
want to
being a
split
good anchor.
the party? How many spell slots do you have?
I have. Ooh. I only used one spell this whole entire time, so I have quite a
Can
bit.
you heal you two and I'll heal us 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to heal me.
I don't want to heal you.
Nobody wants to heal me.
He's a little dead.
Do not.
Okay, then I will
I will
heal.
heal.
Do
not
not
waste
waste
your
your
spells,
spells,
Gypsy.
Gypsy.
You guys don't need to heal me. I'm okay.
I don't need to heal you?
No, I'm fine.
You'll
We got
never
all
get
tracked.
this.
You just slept.
Say
You
the
will never
spells.
heal this.
La,
La, la,
Say the
la.
spells.
I can only
Okay.
heal myself.
Only I can heal myself.
I'll heal myself then. 3d8.
Freaking 13, you fucking slimy piece of shit. I love you. to
Let's
death.
handle it
You do
now.
this shit on purpose. I think you calculate
Oh, there it
this
is.
and you know I can't re-heal myself 100%.
I really just rolled a
Okay,
d6.
then for you.
Oh my god!
You ain't got
Look at that box!
You get
Plus
12.
one.
Look at that
What does she
fucking
have to do?
box! That is
Oh, it's got a
3
hole in
eights.
it. Oh my god, what
That is
happened? Is that what you're
3
talking about?
eighths
That's max healing.
of a 3/8. Yes,
Nice.
that's max healing with the +3. Woo!
Okay,
Gotta
but,
go to Vegas.
okay, but let's be honest. Everyone in this group, are we really willing to go find Odette?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if we
Yeah,
are,
what
I'm not going to tell you how to get out of here. So, ooh, wow, I'm not going to tell you how to get out of this plane if this is what you want to go for as a horse, because there's no reason, because we are going to track 3 different things. So do you want to leave the plane and leave the horse? Because honestly, if this shit keeps happening, we keep going down the tidal waves, I will be leaving.
Look,
And
man.
you can fight by yourself, because I'm not going to die down here. Because the horse decided that she wanted to kick, and not run from whatever was around us.
I don't know what to tell you, but there's like 4 of us going to look for this, and you're the only one who doesn't want to.
I'm
So
not-
if you want to leave, you're more than
I'm
welcome to. Otherwise, if you want to
Felicia.
stick around and be part of a team, you're more than welcome to do that too. But that's going to require a little bit of sacrifice and maybe shutting the fuck up and just following people sometimes. You know what I mean?
I have to agree with Fan on this one.
I'm pretty sure I followed you and have helped you
You
through
pretty
most
much
fights.
bitched and moaned every ounce of this damn
And
journey
stolen
so far.
from
Alright.
At every
And
single
then I
one
walk
of us.
away. I walk away.
Tried
I'm
to
walking
steal
away
it.
from the group.
Have
I
a
just-
lovely time, you big old fucker.
Don't forget I have most of your shits that I stole, and I'm gonna go invisible and I'm gonna flick and I'm gonna go.
Yeah. You guys lose track of it.
I'm scared.
I'm just
where
gonna look
are
at
you
you and
going?
be like, which fucking direction is north?
North is
That way.
that way.
And we last
Cast your
known
spell.
location. I need rest because we have not rest.
Alright, I
We
guess
know it was
we're resting.
iced. Long rest.
The sounds of the storm ebb and flow. But it doesn't seem to present any more problems for you. The rat, squirrel, lizard thing is gone.
How'd that go down?
I mean, your stomach feels fine for the most part. Maybe a little foreign, but you'll probably have like traveler's diarrhea from it. But
Ooh. On top of the squirts that you already had from the mushrooms?
trust me, dude, you better start drinking some water, bud.
Yeah, I refill my water skin.
From
You're
the
that
strange
rough.
flavor.
Need a hydrate, man.
Where are you headed?
I'm watching as they travel north. I'm sitting behind. I want to see which
you're just gonna
direction.
stalk
I want
them?
to see. No, I'm not stalking. I want to see which direction's north, and then I'll continue to push ahead. 'Cause
Okay.
I want to check out those bone structures. I don't
We're not
care what the
telling it
fuck
what
they
it
do.
is.
Okay.
We're just
As
heading
you
direction.
kind of like, you stay on the periphery, you hear Naboontosh go like, oh, north's that way. You're like, okay, I got this. And looking, the bone structures are pretty well back into your left.
Can you see the bone structures?
Yeah,
even
they're-
after being taken out.
They were not taken out. These things are, we're talking.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we weren't taken far enough away. I guess is what
To
I'm saying. Where we
no.
were out of range of
No.
seeing.
No. These structures are huge.
Okay,
The
so I
bones-
watch where the Boontosh says north is. I'm going to the bone structures.
You're going to the bone structures? Okay. So, doing the math, you're like, okay, these things are about 150 feet out of the ground, from what you can tell.
You said it looked like a structure though.
It looks like they are, it's like repeating arcs that kind of get smaller as they go inward.
Alright, so
And
I'm
you
gonna
can make from where you're at, you can make out about 4 of them.
So you can't
Four
follow.
pairs.
It's not
4
like,
pairs.
But can you follow?
No,
Does
it's
it
not.
look
It's not
a
like it
road?
creates a tunnel or anything like that. It's just this small section that's probably, it's maybe 300 feet from what you can tell, of just arcs, and it's this mirrored image of these arcs that kind of point towards each other, and some of that
So
they're
this
in
is
descending
like
signs.
Spyro. We're talking like Spyro 4, where they just have like these
I never
bone
played
arches
Spyro
that
4.
literally like, for whatever reason, are just a part of the map. There's nothing else. There's no life. There's no.
There's all
hierarchy.
sorts of things around here. At the bone structures, if you want to actually go there, it'll take a minute, but yeah, you can
Oh
actually
no,
go
I
there.
want to go there. That's what
You
I'm
wanna
saying. I
go,
want
go,
to.
go there.
Yes, I'm invisible in my cloak, and I
Okay.
am traveling.
You got your rest. You did. And after about 40 minutes of being cloaked, you have become accustomed to not seeing yourself. You kind of push a frond out of the way and you realize like, oh shit, that's my hand. And like looking down, the wheel still, it's untampered with. It looks fine. Not sure what's going on necessarily. As you approach, after about, I would say about 4 hours of walking, you reach the base of where these structures might be coming out of the ground, and you, parting the branches and the trees and the moss, haven't had much issue with really anything. You're keeping a vigilant eye out, nothing seems to be following you. There are small critters and creatures that you take note of. There's this very sharp winged, you might call it a butterfly, but it had these long legs that seem to drag underneath it. You've seen a couple of them when they float by. You stepping out into this clearing, you can see there are these white boulders that kind of follow the inside of the arches at the center line. And as you kind of look around, you start putting together like, oh, look at that, there's more rocks and more rocks over there. It's very open in this space. Nothing seems to really grow in the center here. It's a little mushy underneath your feet, a little more swamp-like than the rest of the area. And as you start to kind of gather, make an intelligence check for me. You guys sleep?
Yeah, I guess I'm on
Dude,
rest.
that's how I feel.
Yeah, I think that's necessary.
We're sleeping. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Can we do like another 4 hour and then like add it to the previous 4 hour?
I don't know what
We
just
just
happened
did a
there.
short rest.
I just spilled
Did you forget how to drink?
Dribble.
No, I was like, okay, I'm done, and I put it down, and it was just like it just kept coming. I was like, my mouth is closed. What's going on?
You forgot everything but fine
13?
DMing and breathing.
can't quite grasp it, man. The idea is there. You feel like a pattern emerging, but it just it's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't quite grab
I'm
it.
doing another intelligence check. I'm by myself and there's nothing else for me to do.
In a bit, we'll let you do it in a bit.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go back to them. Yeah, I would say another 5 hours. So it's been like a total of 10 hours resting. But yeah, you guys managed to get your long rest, and Nabutosh keeping a watchful eye. The critters that you'd seen previously, these small lizardy furry things, if they are around, they're keeping a wide berth from you.
Locate creature.
You wake up, cast the spell. No hits right away. It takes about 30 minutes before you feel some sort of direction. And you point. Naboontosh feels very familiar. That's the direction you've been traveling roughly. And you guys carry on.
East? Still east?
East, a little bit more east now than it was before. A little bit more. It's roughly, but like
East to
a
west.
little bit closer. It's definitely more to east than it is to north.
It's my favorite SpongeBob.
We're going.
You're going.
Moving.
Yep.
It's about after 6 hours of travel
Yep.
that who's leading this little expedition?
Well, I figured since I pinged as much as I could.
Yeah, I would assume we're gonna let them two lead and go on
Okay.
now.
I would say at this point it's probably you that's leading.
Right, just frustratedly marching.
I
as
put my
fast as
hand
you
on his
fucking
shoulder and I
can.
say, "You're the best of us, and I thank you for following and helping out with finding Odette and Ice Byron."
Make a perception check.
What does that do?
It just adds a D8 to whatever his attack roll, investigation, or like adds to his ability checks.
Should I add that to this?
You can do it before he tells you the results of what happens.
I want to. Okay, so can I roll and then decide if I want to add it?
Yes.
Okay.
Before he says anything.
Smartest move is to not say anything.
It's
and
a
be like,
perception
I'm
check?
just gonna take this.
That's through.
Let me stop doing that. I keep showing the can, and it's
Yeah.
like, God, thank God we're not sponsored.
Left hand.
You stepping through the brush, you can hear the crunch of newly dead and dry. Things are getting a little bit more dry, and the storms haven't been. They're still present, but they're further south of you guys, and they seem to be moving from like a slightly northern to slightly southern. It's weird.
Looking for Odette.
Strange.
Days and
Hard to
days.
track.
Um,
Day
the-
How big are you all? Just curious. Yeah.
6 foot. 6'1".
Okay, you're decent size. How big are you?
22.
I am.
But I weigh like 140.
I'm 5'1".
Okay.
Over there.
I was just debating in
I
my
was about to
What's he doing?
give some rhetoric, but
Doing enough
I wanted the
feeling
conversation to continue.
Oh, I was gonna just say if you wanted me to turn into a horse and carry us all, I probably could do that, and we might go a little quicker than we normally would.
Yep.
You think you can carry us home?
It's a war horse.
Is that your CR rating?
My
Yeah.
pony, get to it.
I played that song.
Do you think that we would be able to travel as fast?
This song.
I can do
Fucking
Or would it just be equivalent to us just
60
walking?
feet. Depends. I can also be a riding horse, which is also 60 feet. I just don't see like a weight thing on either one of these that says like, hey. I would assume it would not be like.
Well, he has a
large amount.
run, so he immediately drops some weight.
I'm kind of just like, kind of winking at the DM over here, asking for some advice.
Good luck.
Okay. Yeah. I would love to turn into a
Because
war
I
horse
can
for
change
us with
myself into
60
a
feet.
halfling.
How long can you do that?
That'll double our speed. 6 hours a day.
If you're willing, then that would probably speed things along.
I change
Yeah.
myself into a halfling.
Oh yeah, I can go 1 foot smaller too.
I mean,
I'll
I
disguise
too
When
self
you're
to.
invisible, are you lighter?
No.
That's a, I mean,
I don't think so.
Don't
I'll
think
disguise
it
myself
seems to
as
be like that.
Jeremiah to shrink down a foot.
Yep.
Does that
and
reduce
I
my
am
weight?
a halfling.
I can
I'm
change
a
weight.
halfling little thing. Wee little thing. Woohoo!
Guanapo. Oh no. Guanapo, can you disguise self as smaller too?
Conqueror says, but not perpetually like you. It'll take lots of
Diablo too.
magic.
Oh, this is messy with chocolate.
Okay, yes, well, that's unfortunate, but you're the smallest of us. I think that'll be fine. Giddy up!
You jumping onto Fan's back. You're watching as the sky. It's really weird. Where the horizon is like obviously all around you, the sky seems to collapse into a sliver. The pink grows, and the teal starts to just narrow and narrow and narrow. It looks like a giant eye peering down upon you, and it eventually gives in, and the teal's gone. The darkness that kind of thickens as you haven't been in really direct sunlight at this point. The life in the forest around you starts to kind of come more vibrant. There's small streams that give off a bright yellow glow, and
You don't drink that.
don't drink that. There are creatures that have these pink scales that kind
I'm
of
thirsty.
ripple with light. It's like basically being at the electric light parade at Disneyland. It's really fascinating as you start moving deeper and deeper into the forest. It's because of these shadows that you barely make it out. You barely notice there's this pattern up against one of the trees. It looks like a shadow, but it moves like an animal, and it just moves ahead of you.
What does the size of it look like, Hickling?
Does it make a sound?
Slightly smaller than the
In a
horse
sense.
you're riding on.
But it doesn't look anything like the gorillas from.
No, it looks quadrupedal. Looks like it has, like it's a dog or bear or cat or thing.
Follow it.
There's a scary dog, bear, cat thing. I think it's 50% dog, 50% bear, and 50% cat.
Man, bear, pig.
What are you talking about? Nonsense. Dog, bear, pig, cat, goose. I
Which
think he said
location?
goose. I saw it take off that way.
I'm gonna do clairvoyance
Okay.
in the direction that he said. I'm gonna use eyes.
As you start to cast the spell, this presence pops up in both of your minds
Middle.
as something kind of approaches your periphery.
My
It's coming from
periphery
behind you.
or my lower periphery?
Behind you. The periphery of the range of your weapons. Or
I'm
periphery?
warding.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
warding.
Our weapons are alerted.
Your
Bing,
weapons
bing,
are
we're
telling you
being
something.
warded.
Yes.
Something's here.
I would like to try to run faster.
You rear back. Wait! And you start bolting.
If I hear wait, I'm gonna. I will
My
hit the brakes
clairvoyancy, I'm gonna
immediately.
have it go behind us.
Okay, you release the spell, and standing
I'm
there
holding my action.
is this ridiculously ripped human.
And I'm just gonna do a fat U-turn.
You kind
Oh
of
man, this is
stop.
gonna make me feel so like my equilibrium's off.
Yeah, no, it is very disorienting for all of you. The human is broad, wearing nothing but a loincloth.
Oh.
Has thick scars across his body, and has these black vein-like structures that seem to protrude from his chest.
Do they
There's
look
like a central
the
spot.
Yagiyama spiral?
Maybe this is more surface level than it wasn't. Whereas the Yagiyama was like, it was like almost like underneath the skin. It was like just a pattern developing under the skin. This is like some sort of tumor. His
The
skin
tumor.
is very translucent, like a jellyfish almost. And these black veins just kind of run through his body.
Pee on it.
Gross.
It's a jellyfish.
Yo, R. Kelly's that shit.
Boontosh
right
tries
now.
to-
You can see as he stands there, he looks wet. He looks like he is some sort of, but he's a human. Looking at his features, at his height, size, weight, everything, this is a fucking human. But
He doesn't look like a water genasi.
it is not. No, it is very human-like. There's even tufts of like orange hair that kind of poke out from the top of his skull. You can see bones underneath.
Orange hair?
Slightly, very, very slightly orange hair.
I should boy it with the cart.
No, he had orange clothes, not orange hair.
Oh no, he was an orange dice.
Seeing that
Oh.
I'm gonna take my clairvoyance the other
You
way,
just don't.
following the previous creature that he's pointed at.
Okay.
I'm out of it.
You should know. You're not from around here, but you should know That is a displacer beast. And if you want to live, you should probably come with me.
Insight?
Yeah, who the hell are you?
Who's your daddy?
Likely your best chance at survival. You and, I can only assume, the horse lady.
Natural 20 plus 7.
Seems genuine.
He says horse lady. I'm turning that shit right off.
You said horse lady?
The only other person around here who looks like you. You found her, unconscious.
She doesn't look like
Clearly.
us at all.
Maybe,
Well-
maybe fan.
She's got a
Right
really
now.
close.
Maybe
Yeah.
hold you.
I'm just gonna be like-
Did she lose her bottom half?
What?
Is she just a torso?
Is she
now?
okay?
You will see when you come.
I think they cut her in half.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if anything happened to her pretty mane, I will hurt everyone in this orb of disaster.
This is no orb, darling. This is the Shadow Realm.
Oh.
Monaco just gestures, like, show us the way.
Is your name Exodia?
My name's not important, but
I'm gonna call you Exodia.
very well. And
Are
he
we
turns.
really gonna use
Oh,
you?
yes,
we are.
We just
You
collect
guys
all what
turn and
cards?
start to follow him. He leads you for about 30 minutes, pausing every now and then. 30 more minutes. You start to smell burning woods.
When
This
you said flesh, I was freaked out.
warm, aromatic fragrance that just kind of wafts over you. As you step forward and kind of follow your noses really at this point. You break out into an opening, a small cliff that seems to overlook a lower part of this forest. And on this cliff are these very ornate houses. They're made of wood, this deep, dark brown wood that looks very familiar to the trees that are in the area around you. The town or city, whatever you want to call it, is pretty sizable. The cliff that you're looking at in the immediate is like right to your left, but the town stretches out and back. You don't really know how far, but it's pretty bustling, and everyone around here seems to have the same translucent look to their skin. You can see every now and then you can see like actual veins transporting blood, and maybe that's some nervous tissue or something, but everyone has the same two predominant features. They look mostly human, but they're clear, like they have this translucent look to their skin.
I'm deeply looking at them.
It is incredible and disturbing, especially because everyone in different spots has these like long strips of black that give off these black veins, and it seems like for the most part at the extremities, it ends at the wrist or it ends at the base of the skull.
How long is the travel?
They travel
Wait,
for
he's
about
up
an
there.
hour. Go ahead and make another intelligence check for me.
I'm going to be a horse still.
Thank fucking God, Jesus Christ. 20?
Looking around, it takes you a minute of pondering and sitting, and you meditate on it for a little bit.
It's not a nat 20 either. That's just
No, it's okay. As you look around, you can see up where the bigger arcs meet, there's a plate that kind of runs along the center line of them, like maybe it was some sort of house or some sort of support structure that was supporting the next level above it, or it's very weird architecture. And looking over, you can see this large spherical nodule that's kind of sticking out of the ground, and I think that was like some sort of door or like gate system. And you start and you realize after about an hour and a half of sitting inside this area, these are bones. These are real bones. There was really, really a real creature that was that big at one point. And you're standing in its chest cavity.
That's crazy.
It doesn't do much for me.
Happy Halloween!
So there's
That's
no-
just what a DM wants to hear.
So
That doesn't do much for me.
So,
Right. I appreciate
I will
it.
start using bigger words.
so that nodule, there's nothing that looks like this is anything sort of magical. It just looks like a feat of a kill.
It
That's
looks
all
like
that's all I'm
something
saying.
died here, and the forest has yet to reclaim it. There are massive amounts of moss growing on the bones. It's not like it's a fresh kill. It's not like something picked it dry recently.
It's a waste of time. It's just bones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at a dead animal.
It was a, what do they call that? A gilded lily? A red herring? It was a red herring.
Pickled herring?
Pickled herring. But you know the
Anything
way.
else that I see in my immediate left, right? Do I see anything? Do I see mountains? Do I see
It looks
smoke? Do I see
fairly
anything?
flat. You can see the same little yellow pillars of smoke. The sky has gone from a teal color to a very bright pink color. And where the storm is at, it's definitely more red, more like a crimson mixed with a brown.
But I don't see a drop off. I don't see anything.
Not from where
Can
you're
we see the bones from where we are?
at. Make a perception check.
I'm gonna travel northeast for
8.
at least an hour,
Okay.
and then I'm
That's
gonna
like a
cast
beautiful
locate
tree.
object,
Okay.
and I'm going to look for the other wand because I know what it looks like.
Very well.
Yeah.
Smart man.
What'd you get?
8.
Can't find it.
Yeah.
These rolls are so shitty. They
Yeah.
started ending very
Yeah.
badly.
It's been an
Very
interesting night of
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
very different.
roller coaster.
My
Roller
left hand
coaster.
percentage is far better than my right so far, though. I
That's
gotta
true.
say. Way better.
You proceeding to kind of glance around, you can't really make out the bones from where you're at, and you start to think maybe it's because the size of the trees plus the distance that you're at, you probably just can't line of sight it. The mysterious figure takes you inward, and you guys ever been to Louisiana?
Nope.
Yes.
Very Victorian style, very
French.
French.
Oh,
There are pillars and there are porches, and everything has very sharp triangular angles to it, and everything looks incredibly well crafted. There are good smells, there are loud noises. There's not a lot of conversation. It's very quiet as far as people talking. People glance at you briefly, but then go back to what they were doing. It seems people are just completely unfazed by you being here.
Are there elders or older people?
There are varying statures. It's very difficult to make out age with these people. Their skin has become so see-through that mostly what you're seeing is the occasional pink and veins here and maybe some nerves here.
Are they all
But-
human?
They roughly look to all be human.
Do I see any
Go ahead and
other
make-
horses?
Go ahead and make perception checks for me. Anyone that wants to can make a perception check for this.
I'm afraid.
You can't. You're not there.
21.
You
Okay.
said anyone.
That's fair.
4.
17.
21.
Huh? 4.
21.
17.
It looks roughly to be 99% human. You see somebody that you swear could be a dwarf,
Yeah.
but nope.
Do I see
That's
any horses?
no
So
horses.
it's not like people dropped into this shadow realm and all of a sudden started turning translucent after a period of time.
Hey,
Do people
Well,
look? Are
not
they
really.
fair?
Exodia, do you know that you live in a separate plane?
The shadow realms. Yes,
Right.
This is known facts to everybody here.
Have you ever tried to leave?
What is the point of leaving? I'm happy here.
This world seems a little more wild than the one we come from, and are there many cities here?
There are there could be many cities here. I don't really know. I haven't gone out and adventured for myself. I'm content.
You built a beautiful city.
Yeah, the scenic route's really fantastic. Where's my wife?
Good question.
Who is your wife?
Horse lady.
The half
horse
torso
lady.
that you found.
Stop saying it.
That's what he said.
It was not a half horse. How would I know if she's a horse person if she's only half a person?
You said that she looked like us.
Did she look
And
whole?
if she had a horse half, then she doesn't look like us.
My uncle writes in his book, he meant not see through.
Is that what you meant?
I don't know.
He can't read the book that Guadapo showed you.
That's probably true. Do you mean that she looked like us and that we are more whole beings as
You
opposed
are
to
not
your
like
hollow beings?
me.
Right.
You see,
Oh, the ordinary.
Yeah.
you are
Are
the
you okay?
strangers in
Yeah, just
strange
yawned.
land.
Okay.
So
she's crying because she just found out she's pregnant.
So she's not
Damn,
cut in half.
son, where'd you find this?
No,
On a
she's
stick.
not cut in half. She's and he reaches out and you feel as he touches you, it's like a slime layer, like a biofilm on his finger, and he kind of like whips it down part of your arm. Are you wearing full sleeves? I can't remember.
Where are you? Yep, he is.
Okay, he whips it across your face, just quickly across the cheek. You can feel the
Eileen.
finger kind of like the grit of your 5 o'clock shadow,
Yeah.
just kind of like, and he kind of pulls his finger back. No, not the same, no. But your friend, she's in here, and he turns at a large house. It looks to be about 40 feet wide and maybe 60 feet deep. He leads you inside. Inside, there is a circle drawn on the ground in what appears to be chalk. There are 4 people who have the same pallor to their skin. And in the middle, in a very intricately drawn, what appears to be some sort of glyph system, you can see an unconscious Odette. Her hips, the most notable thing that has changed, whereas most of her body is similarly painted horse, you can see these 4 imprints and a 5th that is on top of more towards her back. These black recesses, like
I
He's seen
aim
that
to walk
refuse.
towards her.
Like
He
she
throws
got-
up his hand. You do not want to do that, my love.
Why not?
You must trust us.
We need a little
She's
more
in a
information than that.
voodoo circle.
Are you trying to
Where
heal
are you
her?
from? We're not. We're trying to save her. Yes.
You could lead with that.
That circle could kill you, and it could kill her.
How do I help?
You wait patiently. She's alive. We are not trying to eat her or some
one
ridiculous
mentioned
shit.
eating.
Do you know what did this to her?
No one said consuming.
You have met the creature that did this then?
Yes.
You were fighting some shadowy beasts.
The Scolata.
Can you tell us anything about them? They seemed impossible
You
to
are
kill.
from the material plane, yes?
I would assume that's what we're from. Yes, that's probably what you call it.
Okay, well, this is the shadow realm, the shadow plane. Things here are more sinister, more evil, more. You ever go to the ethereal plane? The ethereal plane is so nice and happy and fucks with your mind. This fucks with your body. And if she's not cared for, she'll die.
How do we not make her die?
We are currently in the process of taking care of that.
How long will it take?
Several hours? I don't know. I don't know how long you've been here. What,
We've been
assuming
here-
you are a group, you are
I've
friends.
been
this
tally
is your
marking.
life.
We've been here about 3 days.
I would
Been
say I
here
would know
for 3
exactly how
days.
long.
Am I
How
still a
long were you
horse?
apart from her?
I've been apart from
There's
her
a magic wand on my back. Like through
in
this
this
whole thing.
world 3 days.
That's
been,
it. You all came here together and got separated 3 days ago.
We've slept 3 times.
Were you all transported to this realm on the same day?
Yes.
No, was it the same day?
Yeah,
No.
it was
Took
a
us
day.
10 hours
No.
to get to that.
Oh, 10 hours.
Yeah,
So it's been 10 hours traveling to get to the rock thingy. We've got into the rock thingy. Been about 3 days.
Odette was dragged here before us, and then we came in after her, quite heroically.
Quite heroically.
I do not know the dilation very well, but I would assume that your friend has been here for about 5 months. And I have no idea.
Can we ever just get over
I would
this
like to
time
snap
travel
out of my horse
bullshit?
mode now.
Why are we always time
Did you just
traveling?
say 5
5
months?
months?
I don't know.
What do you mean you
10
don't
hours,
know? Where's your calendars?
How can you throw that out and not
Where's
know?
your watch that tells you
You
what
mean-
time
I have
it is in
tick marks.
Shadowfell?
You mean 5 months? Shadow realm time.
It has been 5 months in the Shadow Realm.
How
Probably
many
How long-
since your friend.
rotations of the moon have you seen?
Is there a moon?
Is there a moon?
Oh,
There is
wow.
not a moon, but I know what you're talking. I'm familiar. I'm educated. It is,
Oh.
let's say, 150.
How long have you had Odette here?
150 moons is less than a half a year.
Was Odette with you this most of the
I'm
time?
not going to tell you how fast Shadow.
She has come here
Do the
recently
math.
to us.
How
About,
many moons have passed since you've had her?
1.
Okay.
I mean, almost a half a year is 5 years.
When did you guys find her?
Wait,
I
do
just
that
told
for
your
me
friend it
again?
was about 2 days ago.
150
my bad.
moons, right?
Yeah.
Did we get what she
There's
what was go- what she's
365,
going
so
through?
it's almost as
Well,
less.
based on her
Less than
build,
half a
she
year.
is usually much heavier than she is now. And
Yeah.
pointing it
Give
out,
yourself some credit,
you can see
Okay.
ribs
you know that
on Odette. You can see
it's
both
5
sets of
years
ribs,
for
really.
every half year.
She looks very thin.
A little bit less than half a
You
year,
can
but-
see the
right?
black spots on
Yeah.
her hips have started to kind of spiderweb outward in a very similar fashion to what is on men.
Oh my god, you can turn into them.
So can those creatures just morph in and out of the material plane at will?
It is Scholara are dangerous creatures. They are
Clearly.
much better at returning than they
Scholara?
are going.
Yeah.
But
How do they get to the material plane at all?
some sort of rift, I do not know. I was a young boy when I came here, you see.
Did you come here from the material plane?
I was born somewhere on the material plane, I do not know.
It's getting very lovely to know more about you. However, 5 months she's been like this?
Well,
Here?
based on these marks, and you see his arm kind of passes through, and as it does, it starts to like sizzle, but he reaches down and points at a certain spot and then pulls his arm back. The circumference of the layer of the shadow plane looks to be somewhere in the neighborhood of a few months, yes.
How can we hasten this process to bring her back to being conscious?
Unfortunately, you will find most of your light and happy spells, the ones that prevent death, and
Calling you out.
the ones that help you the most in the material plane are somewhat less effective here. Flesh, that you know it to be, is a little bit more tender and more sensitive here. So,
As someone who's not there but aiding the group as he talks, were you brought here by those monkey creatures? Because you said you were from the material plane,
He just makes up the rules as he goes along.
right? Because you said
Is there
that
a
you were from the
whisper?
material plane. You said you were born on the material plane. Yes? So I'm helping the group. Can someone else ask it? Naboontosh, you're here. You can hear me.
I have a different question. I guess.
Metagaming over here.
Oh my God, he's talking. Just
I do have a question.
I'm walking away. I'm getting pissed.
For
No one's
You walked away from the group!
Yes, seriously.
very similar walk away.
you know she's been here for 5 months. You've only had her for 2 days.
Well, you see, this was not part of the figure's form when you come here, but it develops.
She can change.
You can all change.
She can adjust
How long does
to
it take?
looking
I
like your beautiful skin.
don't want to change. How long does this take for you?
It depends. It's very.
Is it any kind of illness? Is it something to be concerned about?
I'm not
Or is it
concerned
just
about
an
it.
adaptation?
I seem
You're not
to be
concerned.
well fit.
Can she return home?
You
My
can all
next
return
question
home.
is, were you all? Are you trapped here? Are you born and raised here? Or are you?
I'm not trapped here.
Were you born here?
No.
Do you have documentation of what's happening?
Maybe a passport.
Bread.
Did you get your passport
Is this
stamped?
notated
Quantico's
word?
gonna write in his book.
You have medical
Have
journals.
all of you come from somewhere else? Are you just a collection of people that wound up here?
I do not know what this one is trying
He-
to.
I tap him and I ask him to read for me.
Has anyone been born here, or do you all come from somewhere else?
I'm sure that there are plenty of drow that were born here, yes, but most of this village.
Did you
I
call
believe,
yourself
is
drow?
lost. Drow, I am not a drow, no.
So what are you?
Patron, survivor, denizen,
Are you a human?
at one point, possibly.
1 point. That 1 point. How long was from the 1 point to this point?
I've lived many years. Years beyond was mostly considered probably normal.
Okay. Are we able to join in on this kumbaya circle to hasten the process?
You would like to be part of us.
She wants to help her friend faster.
Friend. She's my wife.
Wife, friend.
See. Yes, well, to help, really no. I do not think so.
You said it would only take about a day. Is that correct?
Maybe.
This seems like a best case scenario. We didn't find her in the wild. We didn't find her being eaten.
I whisper to you, yeah, but they said something about eating and no one mentioned food.
Well, we have other forms of nourishment around here.
Good hearing. Great.
We don't know the rules of this plane. We just don't. We are strangers here. They've been nice enough to at least seemingly help Odette. I think we can trust them for at least a day. And if not, we'll kill them all.
I will sit on the outside of the circle and watch.
I don't know
I
what
will
to do.
kill them.
I don't know what to do.
But I am not leaving Odette.
Do you have a place we can stay?
You can stay upstairs. Stay there, friend. If it helps you.
When we were traveling here, we saw this giant monolith structure that looked covered in moss. Do you know what that was?
Make persuasion check.
Go ahead, yep, ask that
18.
question, Chris.
You seem like a person of knowledge. You are educated.
I'm pretty intelligent. I've been known for my intelligence.
Oh.
Very smart. I know a lot of big words.
I
They're very
would
large words. They're
Second
big.
that.
It's
Very
gonna be a
Very,
loud-
he's good.
There's
He's
gonna be a
he's
loud
smart
crack
dude.
of lightning that just goes bullshit. I can feel it. I can feel it. I need to send.
Skyrite, that's bullshit.
I'm gonna send this mind check to Mother Nature that just says, please send a bolt of lightning that just says, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
You could
Did
use
you guys hear
more.
that?
Go ahead,
Use
Chris.
more.
Ask
Yeah,
another
Yeah,
question.
you're real smart.
That sounded like an asshole. Didn't it?
You're real smart.
Anyways, what were you saying?
We could use more like you. Inquisitive types. I would say.
He's recruiting.
But you must know, that creature
It was a creature.
the last form of the Tarrasque.
I'm so-
The Tarrasque.
The Tarrasque?
Rask?
What in
The
Sam Hell is a
world.
Tarrasque?
Whirlender. World Eater.
Oh,
If that
Consumes
thing was
full
alive.
Oh,
cities.
wait, I have heard of this outside of this game.
That was a creature.
In the past.
What?
Do not know where it is now. That is its last form. It is undying, if you will. If it dies, it just comes back to life and goes somewhere else. But the body remains is complicated.
So that thing is going to end the world?
It sleeps for years at a time, becomes myth, legend, appears, can shift planes. That was one of the times it was on the Shadow Realm.
if we decide that we love what you guys have here, we could potentially form into beings such as yourself.
No.
If you so chose.
I think what she's asking, how long when we're here, how long do we have before we start turning?
I would love it if my skin would eke lube as well. That would be great.
That has been here for several months. You see, patterns have developed on her rump, and
Is she floating like rumped up?
she's laying on her side.
She's
As far as
they have her rumped up in like medical procedure mode.
could take several months, could take several years.
Uh, so, is there, if we perhaps stop the process that's happening, and head back home, benefits? Pros, cons on that?
I do not know how you would get home, if you're told. Everyone that comes here stays here. I have to tell you.
Oh, willingly. The
Yeah.
great food.
I mean, you don't
Cuisine?
really have a choice. Is the
No,
problem.
we don't.
Those creatures manage to slip between the realms.
They do. They are different.
So what if we lassoed one of them?
I believe they prefer it here.
I think you need to send this man to go find your elf friend. He might know or something.
You ran away from us.
Seriously.
I was
I'm
told
not
The
I was,
one
inclined to look
person
for
that
you
can
at
reach
all.
out to you
I was
is
told I was a
dying.
jackass. I was trying to be civil, and I was told I'm a fucking idiot.
You
and if
told
you
us to
want to
give up
leave,
on
then
Odette.
leave.
You said,
You-
fuck your wife, fuck your quest, I'm out.
And that's where we'll go ahead and pause for tonight. Save your questions, write them down. It's very important. Thanks for sticking it out this far. We play a little later now because we start a little later. Man, drawing people into the fucking woods here.
Yeah, how many weird fucking forces are we gonna be in, man?
I love weird forces.
Yeah,
They're
no
my
shit.
favoriteest forces.
You're like, this one's weird. This one's way weird.
Way weird. At least this one's not trying to fuck with you mentally.
It kind of is.
Well, that's
Well,
a personal
in the
thing.
world of weirdness.
We'll start again next week, Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Every time.
Make sure you guys send in. Go check out False Life Guys on
Grab
Instagram
your ass.
and check them out so that you can vote for which giveaway dice they will be giving away. And also anticipate some more goody good stuffs. When we come back, we will have one more married member of the group.
Oh, yay!
All
And
Yeah, we
that's
will be.
super exciting. Congratulations.
We'll be married the next time we play.
So
much less happy.
sorry guys, when
It'll
this
be odds rolling.
whatever on the market. I don't know how to say it without sounding derogatory. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for sticking out and have a good night. We'll see you next week on Tuesday. Bye.